My beloved child, stop. This is not random. And I am speaking to you right now because worry hath been speaking too loudly for too long, and it is time for it to be silenced. You have been carrying thoughts that were never meant to live in your heart, and I will not let you walk past this moment unchanged. Listen carefully. Stay with me. Do not rush, do not scroll, do not tell yourself you'll come back later. Later is how peace keeps getting delayed. What I am about to speak will touch the very place you've been trying to protect, ignore, or control. If you listen to the end, something in you will shift, quietly, deeply, permanently. This is urgent, not because I am angry, but because I love you too much to let worry keep ruling you. Today, I am about to speak directly to your heart. My beloved child, I know your mind is racing even as you read this. I know your thoughts have been running ahead of your heart, rehearsing outcomes that have not yet happened, building fears on top of fears until your spirit feels heavy and crowded. That is why I am interrupting you. This moment is not accidental, and it is not random. I am stepping into the middle of your worry because I love you too much to let it keep ruling you. You have been telling yourself, just a little longer. I'll rest later. I'll breathe later. I'll trust later. But later has kept moving further away, hasn't it? And your soul has grown tired of carrying what it was never meant to hold. So I am stopping you here, gently but firmly, like a father placing his hands on his child's shoulders and saying, "Look at me." This is not a rebuke. This is rescue. You are not weak for worrying, you are weary. And weariness has a way of blurring your vision until fear looks like wisdom and anxiety disguises itself as responsibility. But hear me clearly now. Your worry is not protecting you. It is draining you. It is pulling you out of the present moment where my grace is active and dragging you into imagined futures where I have not asked you to live. I see how serious you've been trying to be, how responsible, how alert, how careful. You thought if you stayed worried, you could stay prepared. But preparation without peace slowly hardens into bondage. That is why I interrupt. That is why I speak now. Because I want to return you to yourself, to your breath, to this sacred now where I am already waiting for you with open arms. Listen to me, my child, because this interruption is holy. It may feel abrupt, even uncomfortable, because worry has become familiar to you, almost like a companion that never leaves your side. But just because something is familiar does not mean it is from me. I did not create you to live clenched inside, always bracing for impact. I created you to live awake, present, rooted in trust. You have been standing in the doorway of your life, afraid to fully step in because your mind keeps warning you of everything that could go wrong. And yet, while you've been standing there, life has been passing by, and your heart has been longing for rest you couldn't name. So I interrupt the noise. I interrupt the spirals. I interrupt the self-talk that keeps telling you that if you let go for even a moment, everything will fall apart. Look at me. Have I ever asked you to carry the weight of the universe on your shoulders? Have I ever needed your anxiety to keep the world spinning? No, my beloved. I have always been the one holding you, even when you forgot it. This interruption is me reminding you that you are not alone in the middle of your thoughts. You do not have to think your way into safety. You are already safe with me. Let this moment be the first crack in the wall worry has built around your heart. Let it breathe. Let it soften. I am here, and I am not leaving. This is not just a pause. It is an invitation to come back to me, to let me lead again, to trust that my hands are steadier than your fears. Stay with me here for a moment longer. You don't have to solve anything yet. Just let me hold your attention. That is enough for now. My beloved child, before you try to explain yourself, before you organize your thoughts or justify your exhaustion, let me speak this truth gently, but firmly into your spirit. I see what you're carrying, not the version you show others, not the edited strength you put on display. I see the hidden weight, the quiet heaviness you wake up with, the tension you carry in your chest, the way your shoulders never fully relax because your mind never truly rests. You have been holding things together for so long that you forgot what it feels like to be held yourself. And somewhere along the way, responsibility turned into pressure, pressure turned into fear, and fear quietly settled into your heart as a constant companion. You didn't invite it. It moved in slowly, subtly, one worry at a time. You told yourself you were just being careful, just being realistic, just being wise. But wisdom that crushes the soul is not from me. I never asked you to live braced for disaster, always preparing for loss, always anticipating pain. I see the emotional labor you do every day, thinking ahead for everyone, protecting others from disappointment, absorbing stress so no one else has to feel it. And while others may praise your strength, they don't see the cost of it. I do. I see the silent sacrifices. I see the moments you swallow your own needs because it feels easier than asking for help. I see how you keep going even when something inside you is whispering, "I'm tired." And I want you to know this. Your tiredness does not disappoint me. It moves me. You have been carrying burdens that were never assigned to you, weights you picked up because you love deeply and care fiercely. You thought if you didn't carry them, everything would fall apart. You thought if you let go, someone would get hurt, something would fail, or you would lose control of the fragile balance you've been trying to maintain. But hear me now, my child. Control has been costing you peace. And peace is not something I withhold until you perform better. It is something I give when you finally stop pretending you have to do everything alone. I see how you replay conversations in your mind, how you anticipate problems before they exist, how you lie awake solving issues that are not yet real. Your heart has been in a constant state of alert, like a watchman who never leaves the wall. But even watchmen were meant to rest. Even guardians were meant to be relieved. You were not created to be on duty 24 hours a day. I am your keeper. I am your defender. I am the one who never sleeps, and yet you have been acting as though everything depends on you staying awake. My child, that is too heavy for you. And I do not say this to shame you. I say it to free you. Because the weight you are carrying is bending your joy, dulling your hope, and stealing the softness from your spirit. You have been so focused on surviving that you forgot you were meant to live. Let me say this slowly so it can settle deep inside you. I am not asking you to deny what you're carrying. I am asking you to stop carrying it alone. You don't have to drop everything all at once. You don't have to suddenly feel strong faith or instant relief. Just acknowledge what's in your hands. Name it. Admit it. Bring it into the light with me. I already know it, but something shifts when you stop pretending you're fine and let me meet you where you truly are. I am not intimidated by your worries. I am not overwhelmed by your fears. I am not disappointed by your exhaustion. I am present in it. And right now, in this moment, I am inviting you to loosen your grip, not because the world will collapse if you do, but because I am strong enough to hold what you release. You don't need to prove how much you care by how much you carry. I already know your heart. Let this be the beginning of honesty with me, the kind that says, "Father, this is heavy, and I need you." That prayer is not weakness. It is trust. And trust is where healing begins. Stay with me. We are not done yet. My beloved child, I need you to hear this with clarity and tenderness. Your worry has never been invisible to me. Not for a single moment. Every anxious thought that spiraled in your mind, every fear that tightened your chest, every night you stared at the ceiling while your heart raced, I saw it all. You may feel overlooked, misunderstood, or unseen by others, but there has never been a moment when your inner turmoil escaped my notice. I see the battles you fight in silence, the ones you don't post about, don't talk about, don't even know how to explain. I see how your worry shows up unannounced, how it interrupts your peace, how it whispers worst-case scenarios when you're just trying to get through the day. And I want you to know something important. You have not been failing because you worry. You have been human in a world that constantly demands certainty in uncertain times. But do not confuse my awareness with my approval. I see your worry, yes, but I do not want it to become your home. I see it because I want to heal it, not because I am keeping score. Some part of you believed that because you kept worrying and nothing immediately changed, maybe I didn't notice, maybe I didn't care, maybe you were handling life alone. That belief is a lie, and it has been quietly feeding your fear. So let me speak truth where lies have taken root. I have been near you in every anxious moment. Near when your thoughts raced. Near when your heart trembled. There when you tried to pray but couldn't find the words. I was not distant. I was close. You have mistaken silence for absence, my child. You thought that because I did immediately remove the situation, I must not see how deeply it was affecting you. But there is a difference between not acting the way you expect and not caring at all. I care more deeply than you can imagine. I have watched your worry weigh you down, watched it steal your appetite for joy, watched it dull your excitement for the future. I have seen you grow cautious where you once were hopeful, guarded where you once were open. And it grieves me, not because you disappointed me, but because I know how much lighter your heart could be if you truly believed I was with you in it all. You kept thinking you had to figure things out before bringing them to me, as if your prayers needed to be neat, logical, or faith-filled enough to deserve my attention. But I hear even the prayers you never speak out loud. I hear the sighs. I hear the pauses. I hear the I don't know what to do that echoes in your spirit when words fail you. And nothing about your worry is hidden from me, and nothing about it disqualifies you from my love. I am not waiting for you to calm down before I draw near. I draw near precisely because you are overwhelmed. Let me gently challenge you now, not to accuse you, but to awaken you. If your worry was truly invisible to me, you would not still be standing. You would not have made it through what you've already endured. You would not have found strength on days you had none to give. The very fact that you are still here is evidence that I have been sustaining you even when you couldn't feel it. But now I want to do more than sustain you. I want to restore you. I want to teach you how to rest in my awareness instead of drowning in your fears. I want you to stop assuming that your worry is something you must manage alone. Every time anxiety rises, let it become a signal, not to spiral, but to turn toward me. Not to panic, but to pause. Not to brace, but to breathe. I am not asking you to never feel anxious again. I am asking you to stop believing that anxiety means I am far away. It doesn't. It means you need to lean in closer. Stay with me here. Let this truth settle into the places where fear has lived too long. I see you. I have always seen you. And I am not done caring for you yet. My beloved child, I need you to notice something gently, but honestly. Fear has been speaking to you far too often, and you have been listening because its voice sounds urgent. Fear always sounds urgent. It speaks with a sharp ability. It uses exaggeration and repetition, painting everything in extremes. What if it all collapses? What if you fail? What if you lose everything? What if this never changes? Fear pounds the same message again and again until it feels like truth simply because it is loud. But loud does not mean right. Urgent does not mean accurate. Persistent does not mean powerful. I want you to recognize how fear has learned your rhythms, how it waits for quiet moments to rush in, how it hijacks your imagination and turns it against you. It has spoken in absolutes, in black and white, in endless warnings that leave no room for hope. And slowly, without realizing it, you began to trust its voice more than mine, not because you wanted to, but because fear kept showing up while my voice felt quieter. But hear me now, my child, my voice has never been absent. It had been steady. Fear screams, I speak. Fear rushes, I remains. Fear demands control. I offer peace. And peace does not compete for attention. It waits to be chosen. You have been living with the volume turned up on fear and the volume turned down on trust, and that imbalance has been exhausting your soul. I am not asking you to pretend fear doesn't exist. I am asking you to stop letting it lead. Fear was never meant to be your guide. It was never meant to be your counselor, your planner, or your prophet. Fear predicts disaster, but I declare destiny. Fear exaggerates danger. I reveal purpose. Fear says everything is fragile. I say everything is held. My child, you have been making decisions while afraid, interpreting silence through fear, and reading your future through anxious assumptions. And when fear speaks loud enough for long enough, it begins to sound like wisdom. But wisdom produces clarity, not confusion. Wisdom brings peace, not panic. Wisdom steadies the heart. Fear fractures it. You have confused vigilance with faithfulness, anxiety with awareness. You thought if you stayed alert to everything that could go wrong, you were being responsible. But responsibility that costs you your peace is not responsibility. It is captivity. I want to free you from that. I want to teach you how to discern my voice again, not by volume but by fruit. My voice does not leave you frantic. My voice does not leave you breathless. My voice may challenge you, but it will never terrorize you. When I speak, even correction carries calm. Even conviction carries love. Even urgency carries assurance. If what you are hearing is stripping you of hope, crushing your spirit, and convincing you that you are alone, it is not me. So now, my child, I am asking you to make a choice, again and again, moment by moment. When fear speaks, pause. When fear predicts, question it. When fear repeats itself, interrupt it with truth. Not loud declarations you don't believe yet, but quiet honesty that says, Father, fear is talking again, and I need to hear you. That simple turning of the heart shifts everything. You do not need to silence fear by force. You weaken it by refusing to enthrone it. Let my voice become familiar again. Sit with it. Trust its gentleness. Let it reteach your nervous system what safety feels like. I am not competing with fear for dominance. I am inviting you out of its grip. And the more you choose my voice, even when it feels faint at first, the more your heart will remember how to rest. Stay with me. We are learning a new rhythm together. My beloved child, this is where I ask you to do something that feels almost impossible for you right now. Pause. Not because everything is resolved, not because the answers have arrived, not because the circumstances suddenly make sense, but because your soul cannot keep running at this speed without breaking. You have been living in motion, mentally sprinting from one concern to the next, rarely allowing your thoughts to land before they take off again. Even when your body stops, your mind keeps moving. Even when the room is quiet, your thoughts are loud. And somewhere deep inside, you have believed that pausing is dangerous, that if you slow down, everything you've been holding together will unravel. But that belief has been slowly unraveling you. Pause is not weakness. Pause is wisdom. Pause is trust in action. Pause is the moment you admit you are not the source of everything, and that admission is not failure. It is freedom. I am calling you to pause because I want to meet you somewhere fear cannot follow. Fear thrives on speed. It feeds on momentum. It multiplies when you never stop long enough to question it. But when you pause, fear loses its footing, and my presence becomes clearer. That is why this moment matters so much. I know pausing feels irresponsible to you. I know it feels like letting your guard down. You've trained yourself to always be on, always thinking ahead, always preparing for impact. But my child, I did not design you to live in constant anticipation of disaster. I designed you to live in awareness of my nearness. There is a difference. Anticipation drains, awareness anchors. Right now, your spirit needs anchoring. It needs a moment to breathe without analyzing, to exist without evaluating, to be without performing. I am not asking you to solve anything in this pause. I am not asking you to make decisions or figure out next steps. I am asking you to stop long enough to remember that you are not alone in your life. That truth has been crowded out by urgency, drowned by noise, buried under responsibility. So I interrupt your momentum and say, come sit with me. Not forever. Just here. Just now. This pause is not avoidance. It is alignment. It is the moment your heart reorients toward what is real instead of what is fear. And what is real is this. I am here. I have always been here. And I am not asking you to carry this moment by yourself. Let this pause become a sacred rebellion against the lie that you must always be doing more to be safe. Let it be an act of faith, even if it feels unfamiliar. You are not falling behind by resting. You are catching up to your own soul. You are not wasting time. You are reclaiming yourself. And from this pause, clarity will come, not forced, not frantic, but formed gently, naturally, in my presence. You do not need to rush ahead to be secure. You are secure because I am with you. Let your breath slow. Let your shoulders drop. Let this moment be enough. Stay here with me just a little longer. We will move forward soon, but we will not move forward afraid. My beloved child, let me speak to you with the tenderness of a father who knows his child is exhausted but keeps trying to stand anyway. Worry has been draining your strength in ways you have not fully recognized. You thought you were tired because life has been busy, because responsibilities keep stacking up, because the world demands more than it gives. But the deeper truth is this: worry has been quietly leaking your strength, day by day, thought by thought, fear by fear. It has been like a slow drip you barely noticed at first, until one day you woke up and realized you were empty, depleted, running on fumes. You have been fighting invisible battles, battles in your mind, battles in your imagination, battles over things that haven't happened yet. And every imagined battle has cost you real energy. Worry convinces you that constant vigilance is necessary for survival, but all it does is keep your nervous system on edge and your spirit fatigued. It tells you, stay alert, stay tense, stay ready until rest feels unsafe and peace feels irresponsible. But hear me now. The strength you are losing is not because you are weak. It is because you have been carrying too much for too long. You have been trying to power your life with anxiety instead of trust, and anxiety is a cruel fuel. It burns hot, fast, and leaves nothing behind but ash. You were never meant to live in a state of constant readiness for disaster. I did not design your body, your mind, or your soul to function under perpetual strain. Even the strongest structures collapse when pressure never lets up. And still, you have pushed yourself forward, telling yourself to endure, to hold on, to keep going no matter the cost. You believed rest was something you could afford later, after everything settled down. But everything has not settled down, has it? And neither has your heart. Worry has made you tense even in moments meant for joy. It has stolen presence from your relationships, sleep from your nights, clarity from your decisions. It has made you feel older than you are, heavier than you should be, and more fragile than you truly are. My child, this is not the life I want for you. I do not delight in your endurance if it is destroying you. I am not impressed by how much you can carry. I am concerned by how little you are resting. Strength that comes from me renews. Strength forced by worry depletes. That is why I am calling you now, not to try harder, but to stop striving in your own power. You have been attempting to sustain yourself with fear, and fear will always demand more than you can give. Let me reframe strength for you, because worry has distorted it. Strength is not found in constant tension. Strength is found in surrender. Strength is not staying clenched. It is knowing when to release. Strength is trusting me enough to lay down what you cannot control and believing I will not let everything fall apart when you do. My child, when you worry, you are rehearsing defeat. When you trust, you are rehearsing rest. One drains you, the other restores you. I'm inviting you into a different way of being strong, a strength that comes from leaning on me instead of bracing yourself against life. You do not have to keep proving how much you can endure. Let me carry what is exhausting you. Let me refill what has been emptied. There is strength waiting for you that does not require anxiety to access it. Stay with me here. We are not moving forward by force anymore. We are moving forward by grace. My beloved child, after all you have been carrying, after all the worrying and watching and waiting, I need you to hear this truth not just with your ears, but with your spirit. I am still in control. Not some of the time. Not only when things make sense. I am in control even now, especially now, when everything feels uncertain to you. You have been scanning your life for signs of stability, looking for something solid to stand on, and every shifting circumstance has made you feel like the ground beneath you is unstable. But the ground has not moved. Your focus has. You have been watching the waves instead of the one who holds the sea. Worry made you believe that because you cannot see how things will work out, nothing is working out at all. But my control does not depend on your understanding. My authority does not weaken when your clarity fades. I am not reacting to your life. I am governing it. I am not scrambling behind the scenes trying to fix things at the last minute. I am intentional, measured, and purposeful in all that I do. Nothing in your life is spiraling out of my reach, even when it feels like it is spiraling out of yours. You have confused unpredictability with chaos, my child. Just because you cannot predict the outcome does not mean there is no order. Just because the path bends does not mean it is broken. I see the full picture while you are standing inside one frame, and that difference in perspective has been feeding your fear. You thought if you could just anticipate everything, you could stay safe. But safety was never meant to come from foresight, it comes from truth. Control is not something I am asking you to take from me. It is something I am asking you to return. You have been gripping outcomes tightly, afraid that if you let go, everything will unravel. But the truth is this: you were never holding things together in the first place. I was, and I still am. My control is not cold or distant. It is personal, protective, and precise. I am not ruling your life from afar. I am walking with you through it. Every delay, every detour, Every unanswered question exists within my authority, not outside of it. So now, my child, let this truth quiet the storm inside you. If I am in control, you do not have to be. If I am governing what you cannot see, you do not have to fear what you do not understand. If I am holding tomorrow, you can rest today. Control does not mean the absence of difficulty. It means the presence of purpose. And purpose is what has been shaping your life even in the moments that felt most confusing. I am not losing ground. I am not being challenged by your circumstances. I am not threatened by what scares you. I am steady. I am faithful. I am here. Let that reality sink into you slowly, deeply, completely. You do not need to rush ahead to feel secure. You are secure because I am in control, and I always have been. Stay close to me. There is more I want to show you, and we will walk into it together. My beloved child, let me speak directly to the fear that has been quietly tormenting you. The fear that whispers, "You're running out of time." You have felt it, haven't you? That subtle but persistent pressure telling you that others are moving ahead while you are standing still, that life is progressing everywhere except where you are. You scroll, you compare, you measure, and without realizing it, your heart sinks a little deeper each time. Worry has convinced you that delay equals failure, that waiting means you miss something, that if things haven't happened by now, they never will. But hear me clearly, and let this truth cut through the noise. You are not falling behind. Not in your calling. Not in your purpose. Not in your life. Time has not outrun you, and destiny has not forgotten you. You are not late. You are being led. What you call behind, I call protected. What you call slow, I call intentional. You have been measuring your life against clocks and calendars, but I measure it by readiness, depth, and alignment. And by my measure, you are exactly where you need to be. You thought that because things unfolded differently than you expected, something must have gone wrong. But nothing has gone wrong. The delay you resent has been guarding you. The pace you question has been preserving you. There are things you prayed for that, had they arrived too early, would have overwhelmed you instead of blessing you. You were not ready then, not because you were incapable, but because timing matters more than desire. I have been shaping you in the waiting, strengthening you in the unseen, deepening you in ways that comparison can never reveal. Others may look ahead, but they do not carry your story, your heart, your calling. Their timeline is not your truth. And when you compare your behind-the-scenes process to someone else's highlight moment, worry will always lie to you. My child, I am not rushed. I am not anxious. I am not pressured by deadlines. I am eternal, and I am precise. Every step you have taken, even the ones that felt like detours, has been accounted for. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing hath been lost. You are not catching up. You are being prepared. So let me gently loosen the grip of urgency on your heart. You do not need to sprint to prove your worth. You do not need to hurry to be valuable. You do not need to panic to be productive. Life with me is not a race against others. It is a walk with me. And I do not abandon those who walk at my pace. Let go of the lie that says you're behind. Replace it with truth. You are becoming wiser, becoming steadier, becoming stronger. And when the time comes for what you've been waiting for, it will not feel rushed. It will feel right. Stay with me. There is no clock ticking against you in my presence. My child, as you rest in the truth that you are not behind, hear this as well. I am also positioning you to help carry others who feel lost in time. What I have spoken to you here is light, and light is meant to travel. house to house, heart to heart, soul to soul. When you sow into this work, you are placing seed into ground that reaches those who are weary, anxious, and on the verge of giving up. I say to you now, those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy, and this word is alive in this moment. If your heart has felt stirred, that stirring is my invitation to act with me. This is not pressure, it is alignment. Support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal. The PayPal link is in the video description. And watch how I multiply what you release. Do it now, and let your obedience become a river of hope for many. My beloved child, there has been a quiet nudge in your heart, a gentle pull you felt again and again, especially in moments of worry. It wasn't loud. It didn't shout. It didn't force itself on you. It whispered. It heard you. It invited. And more than once, you felt it and kept going anyway. You told yourself you'd listen later, that you'd slow down once things settled, that you didn't have time right now. But that not was me. Not condemning you, and not pressuring you. Calling you back to yourself. Calling you back to me. Worry has trained you to ignore stillness, to distrust quiet, to equate movement with safety. So when I whispered, pause, breathe, let go, trust me, fear answered louder and said, not now. Keep going. And you listened to fear, not because you wanted to disobey me, but because you were afraid of what would happen if you stopped. But my child, every time you ignore that nudge, your heart grows a little more tired, a little more distant from rest. Not because I was wrong, but because worry died in its room. That nudge is not random. It is not imagination. It is not weakness. It is my protection wrapped in gentleness. I nudge you away from thoughts that will spiral. I nudge you toward rest before burnout breaks you. I nudge you to pray before panic takes over. I nudge you to release before resentment hardens your heart. I do not shout because love does not coerce, it invites. And the more overwhelmed you become, the more crucial that nudges. But worry has convinced you that listening will cost you time, control, or momentum. It has lied to you, saying that obedience will slow you down, that surrender will make you vulnerable. The truth is the opposite. Ignoring my nudges would have been draining you. Obeying it is what will restore you. That small inward voice saying, come back to me, is the doorway out of anxiety, not into irresponsibility. So now, my child, I ask you to do something brave. Listen. Not later. Now. The nudge you feel even as you read these words, that soft stirring telling you to stop worrying, to trust me, to release what you've been gripping. That is not coincidence. That is connection. Do not ignore it again. Follow it gently, without drama, without fear. You don't need to change everything at once. Just respond. A whispered prayer, a deep breath, a moment of honesty. That is enough. I am not far from you. I am closer than your next thought. And every time you listen to my nudge, worry loosens its hold and peace finds its way back in. Stay sensitive. Stay open. Stay with me here. My beloved child, I know the word trust feels heavy to you right now. It is not a simple word in your heart. It is layered with memory, marked by disappointment, and guarded by self-protection. When I ask you to trust again, I am not ignoring what you've been through. I am not minimizing the moments that taught you caution. I saw the times you opened your heart and were met with silence. I saw when you stepped forward in faith and the ground did not immediately rise to meet your feet. I saw the prayers that felt unanswered and the hopes that felt postponed. And because I saw them, I understand why trust no longer comes easily. You learned how to survive by relying on yourself, by staying alert, by preparing for disappointment so it wouldn't catch you off guard. That survival instinct kept you standing, but it also taught your heart to stay guarded. Trust became risky. Hope became dangerous. Expectation felt like setting yourself up for pain. And yet, my child, even with all that history, I am asking you to trust again. Not blindly, not recklessly, but relationally. Trust me. Not systems. Not people. Not outcomes. To me. Trust does not mean pretending nothing ever hurt you. It means choosing not to let yesterday's wounds dictate tomorrow's posture. You have been letting old disappointments sit in the driver's seat of your future, and worry has been the navigator, constantly reminding you of everything that once went wrong. But trust changes the conversation. Trust quiets the inner alarms. Trust loosens the grip of control. Trust does not demand guarantees. It rests in relationship. I am not asking you to trust because everything will go perfectly. I am asking you to trust because I will be with you regardless of how things unfold. That is the difference. You trusted outcomes before. Now I am asking you to trust my presence. Outcomes shift. People fail. Circumstances change. But I remain. I always have. And every time you place your trust in me again, especially after disappointment, you reclaim a piece of your heart that fear has been holding hostage. Trust is not weakness. It is courage refined by experience. It is faith that have been tested and still chooses to stand. So let me meet you where you are, not where you think you should be. You don't have to trust me perfectly. You just have to trust me honestly. Say, Father, I want to trust you, but I'm afraid. That prayer does not push me away. It pulls me closer. I am not offended by your hesitation. I am patient with your healing. And I will not rush you, but I will invite you, again and again, back into trust, because trust is where peace is born. Each small step toward me weakens worry's voice and strengthens your heart's memory of safety. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from experience. And this time, you are not trusting alone. I am holding you as you learn to trust again. My beloved child, one of the deepest roots of your worry has been the quiet fear that your future is fragile, that one wrong move, one missed moment, one unanswered prayer could permanently damage what lies ahead. You have lived with the sense that everything is hanging by a thread, that if you relax for even a moment, something precious might slip away. That fear has made you vigilant, cautious, and constantly alert. But hear me clearly now. Your future is not in danger. It is not precarious. It is not slipping through my fingers. Your future is held, securely, intentionally, lovingly, by me. You have been imagining worst-case scenarios and calling them realism, but realism grounded in fear is still fear. The truth is this: no amount of worry has ever improved your tomorrow, and no moment of trust has ever endangered it. I know you've been asking questions you haven't said out loud. What if I ruin it? What if I miss it? What if I'm too late? What if this season never changes? Those questions have echoed in your mind, especially in quiet moments. But my child, your future does not depend on your flawless performance. It depends on my faithfulness. You cannot outmistake my grace. You cannot outdelay my timing. You cannot outwander my ability to lead you back onto the path I've prepared. I see farther than you can see. I account for things you don't even know to consider. And I am not building a future that collapses the moment you breathe wrong. I am building one that can withstand storms, detours, pauses, and growth. What you fear losing is not as fragile as worry has convinced you. What I have for you is stronger than your anxiety, deeper than your doubt, and more secure than your plans. So let me relieve you of this burden you've been carrying, the burden of safeguarding your future through constant worry. That responsibility was never yours. You were never meant to protect tomorrow by sacrificing today. You were meant to live fully now, trusting me to take care of what comes next. When you release your future into my hands, you don't lose control, you gain peace. You gain clarity. You gain the freedom to be present, to grow, to heal, to breathe again. Your future is not dangling on the edge of disaster. It is unfolding according to my wisdom. And nothing can snatch it away. Rest in that truth, my child. Your future is safe with me. My beloved child, I know one of the hardest things for you has been the silence. Not the loud kind of silence, but the quiet, confusing kind, the kind where nothing seems obviously wrong, yet nothing feels clearly right. You prayed, you waited, you hoped for movement, for confirmation, for something you could point to and say, there. God is doing something. And when you didn't see it, worry crept in and began to narrate the silence for you, and told you the quiet meant neglect. It whispered that delay meant denial. It suggested that if nothing visible was happening, then nothing was happening at all. But hear me now, my child, and let this truth sink deep into the places where doubt has been living. Silence has never meant stillness with me. Quiet has never meant absence. I do my deepest work underground, beneath the surface, beyond what the eye can measure. Roots grow in darkness. Foundations are laid out of sight. And just because you cannot see movement does not mean progress is not taking place. I have been working with precision while you were worrying about speed. I have been aligning details while you were scanning for results. And all the while, I have been closer than you realized. You see outcomes. I see process. You look for signs. I build systems. You want answers. I prepare endurance. There are things I am doing for you right now that would overwhelm you if you saw them all at once. So I shield your eyes, not to withhold hope, but to protect your heart. You assume that if I were truly working, you would feel more certainty. But faith is not built on certainty, it is built on trust. And trust grows best when it is not constantly reassured by visible proof. I know that frustrates you. I know you want clarity, closure, and confirmation. But my child, some seasons are not for understanding. They are for becoming. And what you are becoming in the season matters more than what you are receiving. I am rearranging things you cannot yet imagine, redirecting paths you didn't know you were headed down, and removing obstacles you haven't encountered yet. You call it waiting. I call it preparation. You call it delay. I call it protection. So let me reframe this season for you. This is not a gap in your story. It is a hinge. Things are turning quietly. Doors are shifting silently. And when the time comes for what I am preparing to be revealed, it will make sense why it could not happen sooner. You will see that the silence was not empty, it was full. Full of intention. Full of care. Full of my hand guiding every detail. You do not need to panic because you cannot see me working. I am not limited to your perception. I am not slowed by your doubts. I am faithful even when you are afraid. Rest in that. Stay with me here. The silence is not the end. It is the space where transformation is happening. My beloved child, there is something specific I want to speak to now. The thoughts you keep replaying. The conversations you revisit. The moments you wish you had handled differently. The scenarios you mentally rehearse as if repetition could somehow change the outcome. You have been living in a loop, haven't you? Rewinding, replaying, reanalyzing. And every time you do, your heart tightens a little more. Worry has turned your mind into a courtroom where you are both the defendant and the judge, endlessly reviewing evidence, questioning motives, and delivering verdicts that bring no peace. You thought replaying would give you control, insight, or closure. But instead, it has kept you stuck, tethered to moments that cannot be edited, frozen in scenes that are already past. My child, I see how exhausting this has been. I see how much energy it takes to carry yesterday into today and then drag it into tomorrow. And I am asking you now, gently but firmly, give me what you've been replaying. Those thoughts were never meant to live rent-free in your mind. Reflection has a purpose, but rumination is a thief. It steals your presence. It robs your peace. It convinces you that healing will come if you just think harder, analyze deeper, remember longer. But healing does not come from replaying pain. It comes from releasing it. I am not asking you to deny what happened or pretend it didn't matter. I'm asking you to stop punishing yourself by reliving it over and over. Some of the things you are replaying were not your fault. Some of them were lessons, not life sentences. Some of them were moments of growth disguised as failure. And some of them are simply done. They do not require further thought to be redeemed. They require surrender. When you keep replaying them, worry keeps them alive. When you hand them to me, peace begins to grow. So now, my child, imagine placing those thoughts into my hands. The words you wish you hadn't said, the chances you think you missed, the decisions you question late at night. I can hold them without dropping them. I can redeem them without replaying them. I can bring meaning without reopening the wound. You don't need to keep them close to remember their lesson. You can let them go and still grow. This is the moment where you choose release over rehearsal, trust over tension, healing over habit. Let me carry what your mind keeps cycling through. You will feel lighter, not because nothing mattered, but because you finally stopped carrying it alone. Stay with me here. We are making room for peace now. My beloved child, you have been striving for peace as if it were a reward, something you receive only after you've done enough, fixed enough, proven enough, endured enough. You told yourself, once this settles, then I'll rest. Once I solve this, then I'll breathe. Once I'm certain, then I'll feel peace. But peace kept moving further away, didn't it? The finish line kept shifting. Every solution revealed another problem. Every answer uncovered another question. And quietly, without realizing it, you began to believe that peace was conditional, that it had to be earned through effort, vigilance, and self-control. My child, that belief has been exhausting you. Peace was never meant to be a prize at the end of your struggle. It was meant to be a gift at the beginning of your trust. You do not earn peace by managing everything well enough. You receive peace by letting me hold what you cannot manage at all. Peace is not the absence of uncertainty. It is the presence of me within it. And I give it freely, not sparingly, not reluctantly, not as a test of your faith, but as an expression of my love. You have been trying to deserve peace instead of receiving it. That is why it has felt so fragile, so temporary, so easily disrupted. When peace is earned, it can be lost. When peace is given, it remains. You thought peace required answers. I say peace requires surrender. You thought peace required control. I say peace requires trust. You thought peace came after the storm. I say peace can exist in the middle of it. My child, I am not waiting for you to calm yourself down before I draw near. I am drawing near so that calm can return. You don't need to have everything figured out to rest in me. You don't need perfect faith, perfect word or perfect understanding. You only need an open heart willing to say, "Father, I cannot do this alone." That is where peace enters, not as a feeling you manufacture, but as a presence you welcome. And once welcomed, it does not rush out at the first sign of trouble. It stays. It steadies. It anchors. So let go of the lie that tells you peace must be postponed. Let go of the belief that rest is irresponsible or premature. Peace is not procrastination. It is preparation. When you receive peace now, you are not ignoring reality. You are facing it with me. You are not giving up. You are being upheld. Let me give you what you've been trying so hard to earn. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath slow. Let your heart stop negotiating for rest and simply accept it. Peace is here for you, not later, not after, not someday, but now. Stay with me in this gift. It was always meant for you. My beloved child, I know you're tired in ways sleep has not fixed. This is not just physical exhaustion. It is soul-deep weariness, the kind that settles in after long seasons of holding on, pushing through, and staying strong when you wanted to fall apart. You have been tired for a long time, longer than you admit to yourself. You learned how to function while fatigued, how to smile while empty, how to keep showing up even when your inner world felt brittle and strained. Others may see you as capable, dependable, resilient. They may not notice the cost of that resilience, but I do. I see how much energy it takes for you to stay upright. I see how you talk yourself through the day, how you borrow strength from tomorrow just to make it through today. And I want you to hear this without judgment, without pressure, without fear. You do not have to keep carrying this alone. Your tiredness does not disqualify you. It invites my care. You have been tired because you've been brave. Tired because you kept going when quitting would have been easier. Tired because you carried responsibility with love, even when it hurt. But somewhere along the way, bravery turned into burden, and endurance turned into erosion. You didn't collapse all at once. You wore down slowly. Worry accelerated that wear, convincing you that stopping would mean failure, that resting would mean letting people down, that admitting exhaustion would mean you weren't strong enough. My child, strength that never rests eventually breaks. I never designed you to run endlessly. Even the strongest warriors rested between battles. Even the most faithful servants withdrew to be renewed. Rest is not retreat, it is restoration. And restoration is holy. I am not disappointed in your tiredness. I am responding to it. I am calling you to come closer, not to do more. So let me say what you may not have allowed yourself to say. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to need rest. You are allowed to lean. I am not asking you to quit. I am asking you to be held. Come to me with your exhaustion, not as a problem to solve, but as a truth to honor. I will not rush you. I will not pressure you. I will not measure your worth by your output. I will restore you gently, patiently, completely. Let this moment be a soft landing for your weary heart. You don't need to prove anything here. You are safe. You are seen. And you are deeply loved. Stay with me. We will continue, but not in your strength alone. My beloved child, I need you to lift your eyes from the page you are staring at right now, because you have been reading your life as if this chapter were the conclusion. Pain has a way of convincing you that this is it, that what you see, what you feel, what you are enduring now is the final verdict on your story. But I say to you with authority, with tenderness, and with certainty, this is not the end of your story. It is a passage, not a period. It is a chapter, not the cover. You have been interpreting exhaustion as defeat, delay as denial, and struggle as failure. But those interpretations were shaped by worry, not by truth. I see the whole book. I wrote it before you ever felt this tired, before you ever questioned whether you would make it through. And I did not bring you this far to abandon you in the middle. The pages you are walking through now are shaping something in you that the next chapter will require. You cannot see it yet, but you are being prepared for joy with the same intensity that you were prepared through pain. The same hands that held you during heartbreak are also arranging restoration. Do not confuse the weight of this moment with the worth of your future. You have been afraid that if things do not change soon, they never will. That fear has pressed on your chest, tightening your hope, shrinking your expectations. But my child, hope is not naive. It is prophetic. It speaks not to what is but to what is coming. And I am telling you now, something is coming. Not because you earned it. Not because you figured everything out. But because I am faithful to finish what I begin. The season you are in has demanded endurance, patience, humility, and trust, qualities that do not grow in comfort. You thought you were merely surviving, but you were being shaped. You thought you were losing ground, but you were gaining depth. You thought nothing was happening, but something eternal was being formed inside you. And when the next chapter opens, and it will, you will see that this one mattered more than you realized. The tears you cried here softened your heart. The waiting strengthened your discernment. The uncertainty taught you to lean. Nothing was wasted. Not one prayer. Not one night. Not one quiet act of faith. So let me say this clearly, slowly, and firmly so it can settle into your spirit. Do not close the book early. Do not judge the story before it is finished. Do not let this chapter convince you that joy has passed you by. I am the author, and I am still writing. The page you are on is not the ending, it is the turning point. And turning points often feel confusing before they become beautiful. Stay with me. The story is moving forward, even now. My beloved child, just as this chapter is not the end of your story, neither is this word meant to stop with you. I am still writing, and I am using willing hearts to turn pages for others who have lost hope. When you give, you become a living sentence in someone else's restoration story, inked by my hand. I remind you now, cast your bread upon the waters, and after many days it will return to you, for generosity in my kingdom never fades. If you feel urgency rising, that is because this moment matters more than you realize. Join me through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal, and know that the PayPal link waits for you in the video description. I will bless what you place in my hands with protection, increase, and favor. Act now and help me carry this word to the ones who need it most. My beloved child, worry has been pulling you out of the present moment and scattering your attention across 100 imagined futures. It has trained your mind to live everywhere except here. When you are here, it drives you to tomorrow. When you are calm, it warns you of what might come next. When you rest, it accuses you of falling behind. And without realizing it, you have been missing the only place where grace actually lives, the now. I want you to understand something essential. Worry cannot steal your destiny, but it can steal your moment. And moments are where life is actually lived. You have been so focused on preparing for what could go wrong that you have struggled to receive what is right in front of you. Your breath, your heartbeat, this pause, my presence with you right now. Worry tells you this moment is insignificant compared to what's coming. I tell you this moment is sacred because I am here with you in it. When you let worry dominate your attention, you are not being responsible. You are being robbed. You keep thinking peace will come later, after things change. But peace does not arrive in the future. It arrives in the present. And worry is constantly escorting you away from it. It saith, think ahead. Prepare more. Solve this now. But in doing so, it steals your ability to be fully alive right now. My child, I did not create you to live in anticipation of disaster. I created you to walk with me moment by moment. When you are always elsewhere in your mind, you miss the quiet ways I am sustaining you today. You miss the small mercies. You miss the strength that is already here. You miss the rest that is available right now. Worry exaggerates tomorrow and minimizes today. It magnifies fear and shrinks gratitude. It tells you the present is just something to get through instead of something to receive. And over time, that steals joy. Not in dramatic ways, but slowly, subtly, almost politely. Until one day you realize you've been alive but not fully present. So I am calling you back into this moment. Not to fix it, not to judge it, simply to inhabit it with me. Let your thoughts settle where your body is. Let your attention return to where grace is flowing. You do not need to live 5 steps ahead to be safe. You are safe because I am here now. This moment is not a placeholder until something better comes. It is part of the life I am giving you. Do not let worry rush you past it. Stay. Breathe. Receive. There is enough grace here for today, and today is enough. My beloved child, I know there have been moments, quiet moments, unguarded moments, when the thought crossed your mind, maybe God has forgotten me. You didn't want to believe it. You tried to push it away, but it lingered, especially when prayers seemed unanswered and seasons stretched longer than you expected. I want you to hear me now with clarity that reaches beyond emotion and settles into truth. I have not forgotten you. Not for a second. Forgetting is not in my nature. Your name is not written in pencil that can fade or be erased. It is etched into my heart with permanence. I have been present in every unseen step, every silent endurance, every breath you took when you thought no one was watching. When people overlooked you, I saw you. When progress felt invisible, I was marking every movement. When time felt wasted, I was weaving purpose. You have mistaken quiet care for neglect and hidden work for absence. But I have been closer than you realized, closer than your worry allowed you to perceive. You have been measuring remembrance by outcomes. You thought if I remembered you, things would move faster, doors would open sooner, answers would come clearer. But remembrance is not proven by speed, it is proven by faithfulness. I have remembered you not only by where I am taking you, but by how carefully I have protected you along the way. Some delays were mercy. Some closed doors were rescue. Some unanswered prayers were shields you didn't recognize at the time. You felt forgotten when I was actually being meticulous. You thought I passed over you when I was setting you apart. I did not forget you in the waiting. I was shaping you in it. I did not lose sight of you in the crowd. I was preparing you for a place where you would stand without losing yourself. My child, nothing about your life has slipped from my awareness. Not your tears, not your fatigue, not your silent questions. I have held them all with reverence. So let this truth dismantle the lie that has been quietly feeding your worry. You are not overlooked. You are not misplaced. You are not an afterthought. You are remembered with intention and love. And what is remembered by me is never abandoned. Stay with me here. Let your heart rest in the certainty that you are known, deeply, personally, eternally known. My beloved child, there are places inside you where you feel fragile, stretched thin, and unsure you can keep going. You've tried to hide those places, even from me, because weakness feels dangerous to you. You learned early to be capable, to manage, to endure. But now those old strengths feel like they are cracking under the weight of everything you've been carrying. And you've wondered, what happens if I finally can't do this? Hear me gently now. Those places you call weakness are not failures. They are openings. Openings where my strength is waiting to meet you. I am not threatened by your weakness. I am drawn to it. I do not withdraw when you feel incapable. I move closer. Where you feel like you're unraveling, I am reinforcing you. Where you feel unsure, I am steady. Where you feel empty, I am full. You have been trying to survive by your own strength, and that strength has been stretched beyond what it was designed to bear. But you were never meant to do this alone. You see weakness as something to overcome before you come to me. I see weakness as the doorway through which my power enters. When you finally admit you cannot carry everything, you stop fighting a battle you were never meant to win alone. My strength does not replace you, it supports you. It does not rush you, it sustains you. It does not shame you, it steadies you. The world teaches you to hide weakness. I teach you to bring it into the light. Because when you stop pretending you are strong enough on your own, you make room for a strength that does not run out. You have been afraid that if you slow down or lean in, everything will collapse. But my child, it is only collapsing because you have been holding it by yourself. Let me take the weight. Let me be strong for you where you are tired of trying to be strong for yourself. So come to me honestly. Not polished. Not composed. Not pretending. Come with the truth of how you feel. I am not disappointed by your limits. I designed you to have them so you would know where to find me. And right now, right here, my strength is more than enough for you. Stay close. Lean in. You do not have to be strong alone anymore. My beloved child, you have been holding on so tightly. Tightly to outcomes. Tightly to timing. Tightly to people, plans, possibilities, and versions of the future you built in your mind because uncertainty felt unbearable. Control became your shield. If you could just anticipate enough, plan enough, prepare enough, then maybe you could stay safe. But control has slowly turned into captivity. It promised protection but delivered pressure. It told you that if you let go, everything would collapse. But in truth, it is the holding that has been exhausting you. I want you to hear this without fear, without accusation, without shame. There are things in your life that were never meant to be controlled by you. They are not slipping because you are failing. They are slipping because you were never meant to carry them. Control has been asking you to play a role that belongs to me. And that role is too heavy for your hands, too complex for your sight, too vast for your understanding. You have been gripping what-if scenarios as if your vigilance could prevent pain. You replayed possibilities, calculated risks, imagined outcomes, believing that if you stayed mentally engaged at all times, you could manage life into safety. But my child, life was never meant to be managed into peace. Peace comes when you release what you cannot command and trust the one who can. You were not created to orchestrate every outcome. You were created to walk in relationship with me. Control isolates you inside your own mind. Surrender reconnects you to my presence. Control whispers, "It's all on you." Surrender declares, "It's not." And that declaration is not defeat. It is deliverance. When you loosen your grip, you are not abandoning responsibility. You are realigning authority. You are saying, "Father, you see what I cannot see. You know what I do not know. You hold what I cannot hold." So now, my child, I invite you into an exchange. Place into my hands what you've been gripping with fear. The timelines you can't control. the people you can't change, the outcomes you can't predict, the answers you can't force. I am not asking you to stop caring. I am asking you to stop caring. You can care deeply without controlling desperately. Letting go will feel unfamiliar at first, almost unsafe, because control has been your coping mechanism for so long. But as you release, you will feel space return to your chest, breath return to your body, clarity return to your thoughts. I will not drop what you give me. I will not mishandle what you release. Trust me enough to loosen your grip. What you place in my hands is safer than anything you could ever hold on your own. Stay with me here. This is where freedom begins. My beloved child, after all the striving, all the worrying, all the holding on and bracing for impact, I want to speak one truth over you that your nervous system has forgotten how to believe. You are safe with me. Not safe because nothing difficult will ever happen. Not safe because life suddenly becomes predictable. Safe because you are held. Safe because you are seen. Safe because you are never alone in what you face. You have been living as though safety must be earned through vigilance, intelligence, and constant readiness. But safety does not come from staying alert to danger. It comes from being anchored in love. And my love for you is not fragile. It does not flinch when storms rise. It does not withdraw when you are afraid. It surrounds you even now, even here, even in this moment when your heart is finally beginning to slow down. Your body has been living in survival mode for too long. Always watching, always anticipating, always preparing. And survival mode makes everything feel threatening, even when it isn't. That is why peace has felt foreign and rest has felt unsafe. But I am gently retraining your heart now, teaching it again what safety feels like. Safety is not the absence of problems. It is the presence of me. Safety is knowing that whatever comes, you will not face it alone. Safety is resting in the truth that I am stronger than what you fear and closer than what threatens you. When the world feels unstable, you look for something solid to stand on. My child, stand on me. I do not shift. I do not shake. I do not disappear when things get hard. I am your refuge, not a temporary hiding place, but a permanent dwelling. So let yourself rest here for a moment longer. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breathing deepen. Let your heart register what your mind has struggled to accept. You are safe. You do not need to brace. You do not need to prepare for impact. You do not need to stay on guard. You are wrapped in care deeper than you can comprehend. Nothing can separate you from my love. Nothing can snatch you from my hand. Nothing can undo what I am doing in you. Stay close, my child. You are home with me. My beloved child, pause right here. Do not rush past this moment. Do not treat these words as something to skim, something to consume quickly before moving on. I am asking for your attention not because I need it, but because you need this moment more than you realize. Worry has trained you to keep moving, to keep scrolling, to keep searching for the next thing that might finally settle your heart. It whispers, maybe the next answer will help. Maybe the next message will fix this. Maybe the next distraction will quiet the noise. And so you move on too quickly, leaving moments of healing unfinished. But I am asking you now, stay. Stay with me here. Listen before you scroll away. Because this is not just information. This is invitation. Not just words. This is presence. And presence cannot be rushed. You have become accustomed to constant input, constant noise, constant stimulation. Silence feels uncomfortable. Stillness feels unproductive. Attention feels costly. But my child, Healing requires listening. Peace requires staying. Transformation happens not in the rush, but in the lingering. You have been giving your attention to everything that demands it loudly, while overlooking the quiet voice that is trying to restore you. I am not shouting at you through fear. I am not competing for your attention with urgency. I am speaking to you with love, and love waits to be received. When you rush past moments like this, you are not just scrolling. You are bypassing rest, skipping connection, delaying relief. You don't do it intentionally. You do it because worry has made you restless, afraid that if you stop too long, you might feel everything you've been holding in. But my child, feeling is not the enemy. Suppressing is. And I am here to meet you in what you've been avoiding, not to overwhelm you, but to heal you. So slow down with me now. Let these words sink beneath the surface of your thoughts and into the deeper places of your heart. You don't need to do anything with them yet. You don't need to analyze or respond perfectly. Just receive. Just listen. This moment is not an interruption to your life. It is a restoration within it. And if you stay, truly stay, you will notice something subtle but powerful happening. Your breath will steady. Your shoulders will ease. The noise in your mind will soften. Not because everything is solved, but because you are no longer alone in it. Do not scroll away from this. Do not rush past what your soul has been longing for. Stay with me here. This moment matters. My beloved child, this is the moment where a choice quietly presents itself, not a dramatic one, not a loud one, but a deeply significant one. Fear had been your default response for a long time, not because you are faithless, but because fear had been familiar. It learned your patterns. It found your vulnerabilities. It showed up early and often until it felt like wisdom, until it felt like protection. But now, right here, right now, I am inviting you into a different response. Choose faith. Not someday. Not when things are clear. Not when you feel braver. Choose faith now. Faith is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to trust me in its presence. It is the quiet courage to say, I am afraid, but I will not let fear decide for me. That choice does not eliminate fear instantly, but it dethrones it. You have been waiting to feel faith before you act on it. But faith is not a feeling you wait for. It is a step you take. Fear says, wait until it's safe. Faith says, trust me even when it isn't clear. Fear exaggerates risk. Faith magnifies relationship. Fear asks, what if everything goes wrong? Faith asks, what if God is already here? My child, every time you choose faith, even in the smallest way, you weaken fear's grip on your heart. Every time you choose to trust me instead of rehearsing disaster, you reclaim a piece of your peace. Faith does not require certainty. It requires willingness. And right now, willingness is enough. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to feel strong. You just need to lean toward me instead of away from me. So make the choice now, quietly, internally, honestly. Choose faith over fear in this moment. Not as a declaration to impress anyone, but as an act of surrender that frees your heart. Say, Father, I don't know what's coming, but I trust you with it. That sentence carries more power than you realize. It shifts atmosphere. It calms storms inside you. You open space for peace to enter. Fear will try to speak again. It always does. But it no longer has to be the loudest voice. Faith grows with use. Trust deepens with practice. And this moment is your practice ground. Stay with me. Choose me. We are walking forward together. My beloved child, you have been searching for me as though I were distant, as though my presence depended on your performance, your mood, or your ability to believe perfectly. You imagined me somewhere ahead of you, waiting at the end of your worry, waiting after you fix yourself, waiting once you finally calm down. But I need you to hear this truth clearly, because it changes everything. I am nearer than you think, not approaching, not arriving later. Near now, near in your breath, near in your thoughts, near in the quiet space between one anxious moment and the next. I have never been standing at a distance with crossed arms, watching to see how you handle things. I have been beside you, closer than the fears you feel, closer than the doubts that echo in your mind. Even when you felt disconnected, I was connected. Even when you felt alone, you were surrounded. Worry narrowed your awareness, made you scan outward for danger instead of inward for my presence. But I have been right here the whole time. You thought nearness required feeling something dramatic, a rush of emotion, a sudden certainty, a visible sign. But my nearness is often quieter than that. It is steady, constant, unshaken. I am near when you sighed and don't know why. Near when you pause and don't know what made you stop. Near when your heart softens for just a moment in the middle of anxiety. Near when tears come without explanation. Near when strength shows up even though you feel empty. Those moments were not random. They were evidence. Evidence that I was with you, sustaining you, holding you together when you thought you were barely holding on. My child, I do not need to announce my presence loudly to be real. I am Emmanuel, God with you, not God waiting for you to get it right. And when you understand that I am near, truly near, fear loses one of its greatest weapons. Because fear thrives on the illusion of abandonment. And you are not abandoned. So let your heart rest in this truth now. You do not have to reach far to find me. You do not have to climb out of your worry first. You do not have to become calmer, stronger, or more faithful. I am already here. Let that nearness steady you. Let it ground you. Let it quiet the part of you that keeps scanning for danger. You are not exposed. You are not alone. You are not navigating this life without support. I am nearer than you think, and I am not going anywhere. Stay aware of me. Stay open. Stay close. This nearness is your anchor. My beloved child, we have come to this place gently, intentionally, step by step, and now I speak to you as a father does at the end of a long, weary day. Rest. Not collapse. Not give up. Rest. You have carried enough. You have thought enough. You have worried enough. Your heart hath been on constant alert for too long, and it is time to lay your head down, not in defeat, but in trust. Rest is not avoidance. It is arrival. It is the moment you stop running from your fear and start resting in my care. You do not need to keep watch tonight. You do not need to keep rehearsing tomorrow. You do not need to keep bracing for impact. I am here. I am awake. I am holding what you are releasing. Let your mind slow. Let your body soften. Let your spirit finally exhale. Rest does not mean everything is finished. It means you are finished striving in your own strength. It means you are done trying to carry tomorrow on today's shoulders. It means you trust me enough to sleep, to pause, to stop proving that you care by how much you worry. My child, I have never asked you to suffer through anxiety to show devotion. I have never required exhaustion as evidence of faith. I delight in you resting because rest says, I trust you. And trust is what your soul has been craving all along. You have done the brave work of listening. Now do the holy work of resting. Let this message settle into you not as urgency but as peace. Not as pressure but as permission. So rest now. Rest your thoughts. Rest your heart. Rest your future in my hands. You are safe. You are seen. You are loved. I have you. Always have. Always will. Stay here as long as you need. I am not rushing you. I am not leaving you. Rest, my child. My child, even as you rest, know this. Rest does not silence purpose, it refines it. From a rested heart flows obedience that is pure, not strained, and generosity that is led by love. What you have received here is manna, and manna is meant to be shared before the day ends. I speak this promise over you now. Give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. If peace has settled over you, let that peace move through your hands into this work. Support the spreading of my word through super thanks, membership, or PayPal. The PayPal link is in the video description. I will breathe on your giving and multiply it beyond what you expect. Rise gently, act decisively, and do it now. My beloved child, do not let this moment pass without sealing it. If these words spoke to your heart, declare it now. Type "I choose faith over worry" in the comments as an act of surrender and trust. Let your declaration be a line in the sand, a holy interruption to fear's voice. When you speak it, you are not performing. You are agreeing with truth. Write it boldly, write it honestly, and let peace take root where worry once ruled. I am with you in this choice, and heaven hears what you declare. And once you have spoken it, allow your heart to rest in the choice you have made. Faith is not only declared, it is received in stillness. What you surrendered in words, I now invite you to release in your spirit. The moment you choose faith, the striving begins to loosen its grip. So slow your breathing and quiet the storm within, because I am already stepping into your peace. My child, hear my voice right now, cutting through the noise of your busy life and the heavy static of your racing thoughts. I am commanding you to be still, not just in your body, but in the very depths of your soul, because I want you to know with absolute certainty that I am your God. You have spent so many hours running on a treadmill of worry, trying to outrun shadows that haven't even touched you yet. But I am here to tell you that the running stops today. I am inviting you to let go of that tight grip you have on your life, that white-knuckled hold on things you were never meant to control. You feel that tension in your neck and that constant pressure in your chest. That is the weight of a world you were never designed to carry, and I am asking you to drop it at my feet right this second. I want you to release the heavy, suffocating burden of the what-ifs that keep you awake while the rest of the world sleeps. You know the ones, the thoughts that whisper about your bank account, the health of your loved ones, or the security of your job. You play out these dark movies in your mind, imagining the worst-case scenarios over and over until you are paralyzed by a future that doesn't even exist. I am declaring to you right now that I have already seen your sleepless nights, and I have heard every silent cry you sent up into the dark. I am not watching you from a distance. I am stepping directly into your storm, walking right onto the waves that are threatening to swamp your boat. You are not drowning, my beloved, because my hand is firmly gripped around yours. I need you to understand that worry is a thief, a cruel and silent predator that sneaks into your heart to steal the joy I have specifically ordained for your today. When you worry about tomorrow, you are essentially telling me that you don't believe I can handle it. But I am the Alpha and the Omega, the very beginning and the absolute end of every story. Your entire life, from your first breath to your last, is held securely in my hands. I have written every page of your journey with a love that you cannot even fathom. I am commanding you to stop treating your life like a puzzle you have to solve on your own. You are the clay, and I am the potter. I am shaping you into something magnificent even when the pressure of my hands feels uncomfortable. I am promising you today that you can trust in my timing, for I am never early and I am never late. You feel like time is running out, don't you? You feel like you are falling behind your peers or that the doors you've been knocking on are permanently rusted shut. I am telling you to breathe. My clock does not run on human desperation. I am orchestrating the cosmos and the tiny details of your daily routine with the same level of divine precision. I am asking you to trade your trembling for my tranquility. I am inviting you to sit with me in this moment of silence. Do you feel my presence? It is a warmth that starts in your heart and spreads to your tired limbs. I am your sanctuary. I am your safe harbor. I am your God, and I am telling you that everything is going to be all right because I am already there, waiting for you in your tomorrow. My child, I need you to listen closely to the thoughts that have been circulating in your mind like a poisonous fog. I am telling you right now, that overwhelming sense of anxiety you feel is not a gift from me, and it never will be. I do not lead my children through the spirit of fear. Instead, I have already equipped you with a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound, disciplined mind. When you feel that sudden cold shiver of dread about your future, or that nagging voice telling you that you aren't enough, you must recognize it for exactly what it is: the voice of the deceiver. The enemy of your soul is a master of whispers, and he uses fear as a blindfold to keep you from seeing the miracles I am performing right in front of your eyes. He wants you to stay focused on the shadows so you forget that I am the light that creates them. I am inviting you to start distinguishing between the conviction of my spirit and the condemnation of the world. My voice will always lead you toward hope, even when I am correcting you. My voice feels like a firm hand pulling you out of the mud, while the voice of the enemy feels like a heavy boot pressing you deeper into it. Do you feel the difference? One brings life, and the other brings a slow, suffocating death. I am commanding you to cast down every high thought and every runaway imagination that dares to exalt itself against my truth. When the world says you are failing, I say you are growing. When the enemy says you are alone, I say I am closer to you than your own breath. You must guard your heart with a holy intensity, for it is the very wellspring of the life I gave you. Do not let the trash of the world's opinions pollute the clean water of my promises. Remember, my precious one, that the darkness cannot comprehend the light I have placed within you. It is terrified of the spark I have ignited in your soul. The enemy attacks you so fiercely because he knows how much damage you will do to his kingdom once you finally realize who you are in me. I am asking you to stand your ground today. I am promising you that no lie formed against your identity will prosper as long as you keep your ears tuned to my frequency. Stop entertaining the what-ifs that the deceiver throws at you like fiery darts. Instead, take up the shield of my word and quench every single one of them. You are not a victim of your thoughts. You are the master of them through my power. I am with you in the middle of the mental battlefield, and I am telling you that the victory is already yours if you will only stop listening to the loser. Look out your window, my child, and really see the world I have built for you. Look at the birds of the air. They don't wake up with a list of worries. They don't sow crops, and they don't store food in barns, yet I feed every single one of them with my own hand. Do you think they are more important to me than you are? If I take such intricate care of a tiny sparrow that lives for only a season, how much more will I clothe and provide for you, my beloved? You are the crown of my creation, yet you live as if you are an orphan with no one to look after you. I am your heavenly Father, and I know exactly what you need: the rent money, the healing in your body, the peace in your home, long before the request even leaves your lips. I am commanding you to shift your focus today. Seeking my kingdom first is not a religious chore. It is the master key that unlocks the storehouses of heaven for your specific life. When you put my presence at the center of your day, everything else begins to fall into its proper place. I am Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who provides, and my resources are not limited by the economy of this world or the balance of your bank account. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills, and I can move mountains to make sure you have what you need. Why do you fret about tomorrow as if I am going to disappear at midnight? Tomorrow will have its own grace, and I will be there waiting for you with a fresh supply of my mercy. I want you to breathe in the reality of my provision. Think about the lilies of the field. They don't toil or spin, yet even Solomon in all his royal glory wasn't dressed as beautifully as they are. If I give that kind of attention to the grass that is here today and gone tomorrow, imagine the magnificent plans I have for your life. I am inviting you to stop the frantic striving. I am not asking you to be lazy, but I am asking you to work from a place of rest instead of a place of panic. Your effort is a seed, but I am the one who provides the rain and the sun. Trust me to grow what you have planted. I am promising you right now that you will never see the righteous forsaken or their children begging for bread. I have got you, my child. I have always had you. My child, I am reaching deep into your history today because I want to do a permanent work in your bloodline. I am healing the wounds and the patterns of fear that were passed down to you through your lineage like a heavy, unwanted inheritance. I see how your mother worried, and I saw how your grandfather lived in a state of constant survival, and I know that those same shadows have tried to attach themselves to your heart. But I am declaring over you today that you are a new creation in me. The old patterns of fear have passed away, and I am cutting the cords that have tied your family to anxiety for generations. I am the God of the new beginning, and the cycle of worry stops with you. I am commanding you to step into the freedom that my Son purchased for you at such a high price. That freedom isn't just a nice idea. It is a legal reality in the spirit realm. I am breaking the cycle of not enough and too much trouble that has held your family captive for far too long. You were not born to repeat the mistakes or the miseries of those who came before you. I am placing a new song in your mouth and a new strength in your bones. I am promising you that your children shall be taught of the Lord, and great shall be their peace, because they will see you walking in the authority I have given you. They will learn how to trust by watching you refuse to bow down to the spirit of fear. Walk in this authority today. Don't just hope for peace, demand it in my name. When that familiar, generational dread tries to knock on your door, you tell it that the house has a new owner now. I am inviting you to leave the baggage of your past at the altar. You don't have to carry the weight of your ancestors' traumas anymore. I am washing your mind clean with the water of my spirit. I'm making you a pioneer of peace in your family tree. You are the one I have chosen to break the chains and set a new standard of faith. Do not be afraid of the change, for I am the one leading you into this spacious place. You are free, my child. Truly, deeply, eternally free. Listen to me very carefully, for I am speaking with a sense of divine urgency that you must not ignore. I am moving in your circumstances right this very second, even while you are listening to my voice. Do not push this message aside or tell yourself you will deal with it later. I am opening doors for you in this very hour, doors that no man, no hater, and no obstacle can ever shut. I am realigning your path and shifting the gears of your destiny to lead you toward the true purpose I wrote for you before the world was even formed. You have felt the stirring in your spirit, haven't you? That is me, calling you to attention because the season of your waiting is coming to an end. I am declaring to you that my grace is sufficient for you, especially in those moments where you feel like you are about to break. Your weakness is not a barrier to my power. It is the perfect canvas for it. I am inviting you to lean into me with everything you have. Do not look to the left or the right, and do not let the opinions of people who don't know your heart sway your steps. Listen closely for my still, small voice, for it is the only compass that will guide you safely through the fog of this world. I am your protector and your guide, and I am telling you that today is the day of your deliverance. Do not postpone your peace for another minute. I am commanding you to take heart and be bold. The breakthrough you have been praying for is not just coming. It is here. I am working behind the scenes to settle the debts, to heal the relationships, and to clear the way for your next step. You have been stuck in a loop of worry for long enough, and I am here to break the cycle. I am promising you that if you will just take my hand and move forward in faith, you will see wonders that will leave you breathless. This is not a drill. This is your Father calling you into your finest hour. Believe it, receive it, and walk in it. I am with you, and I am moving now. My child, do not turn away now, for I am speaking to the very foundations of your future. It would grieve my heart deeply to see you walk back into the shadows of worry just as I am holding the lantern to your path. If you stop listening now, you are turning your back on the very blueprint of your deliverance that I am unfolding specifically for you. I have summoned you to this moment because the danger of your silence is greater than you know. Stay with me. Do not disappoint the grace that is reaching out to save you in this very hour. My child, when the world around you feels like it is shaking and the ground beneath your feet feels like shifting sand, I want you to run to my word. My promises are not just words on a page. They are the solid, unshakable anchor for your soul in the middle of the most violent gale. When the news is bad and the people are loud, my word remains the only firm foundation that will never crack. I am commanding you to let my word be the lamp under your feet and the light under your path. It won't just show you the destination. It will show you exactly where to put your foot for the very next step so you don't stumble in the dark. I am inviting you to feast on the truth, for it is the bread of life that will sustain you when everything else leaves you hungry. You spend so much time consuming the words of the world, the social media feeds, the opinions of others, the fears of the crowd, and you wonder why you feel so weak. I am telling you to change your diet. Meditate on my law and my love day and night. Let it soak into your mind until it becomes the loudest voice you hear. When you are full of my truth, there is no room for the lies of the enemy to take root. I have written a personal love letter to you through the scriptures, and within its pages, you will find the strength to face anything this life throws at you. I am promising you today that if you build your house on the rock of my word, no storm will be able to take you down. The winds will howl and the floods will rise, but you will stand firm because you are anchored in something eternal. I am your sanctuary. I am your fortress. When you feel overwhelmed, open the book and let my spirit speak directly to your situation. I have an answer for every question and a balm for every wound. I am calling you back to the basics of trusting what I have said over what you see. My word does not return to me void. It will accomplish exactly what I sent it to do in your life. Rest in that certainty today. My child, I want to teach you a secret that will change the very atmosphere of your home and the rhythm of your heart. I am calling you to the practice of gratitude, not because I need your compliments, but because I know that gratitude is the only thing powerful enough to shift your focus from the weight of your problems to the magnitude of my sovereignty. When you focus on what you lack, you are digging a pit of despair. But when you focus on what I have already done, you are building a ladder toward heaven. I am commanding you to enter my gates with thanksgiving and my courts with praise, even when your eyes are stinging with tears. Praise is not a feeling you wait for. It is a choice you make. It is a spiritual weapon that confuses the enemy and lifts the heavy shroud of depression from your shoulders. I am telling you that a joyful heart is the most potent medicine for a weary and anxious soul. You have been looking for healing in all the wrong places, in distractions, in the approval of others, or in the temporary escape of entertainment. But I am inviting you to look at your life through the lens of my grace. I want you to count your blessings one by one, and I mean the real, grounded things. Thank me for the breath in your lungs right now. Thank me for the roof over your head, the food on your table, and the people who haven't given up on you. When you start to name these things, you will see how much I have already moved on your behalf. You will realize that the God who sustained you yesterday is the same God who is standing in your today. I am commanding you to thank me in the middle of the trial, not just after it's over. Any man can sing when the sun is out, but it takes a child of the King to sing in the middle of a hurricane. Your praise is a declaration of war against the darkness. It tells the spirit of worry that it no longer has a seat at your table. I am promising you that as you lift your voice in thankfulness, you will watch the walls of your personal Jericho start to crumble. The obstacles that seemed permanent will begin to look like pebbles. I am asking you to trade your spirit of heaviness for a garment of praise. I want you to wake up tomorrow morning and, before you even check your phone or think about your to-do list, I want you to say, "Thank you, Father, for another day of my life. I am watching you, my beloved, and I see how hard it is to be thankful when you are hurting. But I am telling you that your gratitude is a sacrifice that smells like sweet incense in my presence. It moves my heart. It draws my hand. I am inviting you to stop complaining about the thorns and start thanking me for the roses. Stop mourning the doors that closed and start thanking me for the path I am clearing. When you live with a thankful heart, you become a magnet for miracles. You begin to see my hand in the coincidences and my voice in the silence. I am your God, and I have given you so much to be grateful for. Let your life be a song of thanks, and watch how I transform your reality. My precious child, I need to have a very honest conversation with you about the illusion of control. You have spent so much energy trying to be the architect of your own destiny, but I am asking you a very simple question. Has all that worrying added a single hour to your life? Has that knot in your stomach ever solved a problem at work or healed a broken relationship? I am telling you that it hasn't. In fact, your need to control everything is the very thing that is keeping you exhausted. I am commanding you today to lay your plans, your maps, and your timelines at my feet. I am the potter, and you are the clay. I want you to trust the shape I am forming, even when the spinning of the wheel makes you dizzy and the pressure of my thumbs feels like too much. I am inviting you to let go of the steering wheel of your life. You have been driving in the dark, white-knuckled and terrified of every turn, but I am the one who created the road and the stars that guide you. Surrender is not a sign of defeat. It is the ultimate victory in my kingdom. It is the moment you stop fighting me and start flowing with me. I am promising you that I know the way better than you do. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts, and my ways are much better than the ones you have planned for yourself. When you surrender, you aren't giving up. You are finally letting the one who actually has the power take over. I want you to say it out loud right now. Father, I give this to you. I am asking you to trust my sovereignty over your schedule. You are so worried about being behind, but I am the guide of the 11th hour. I can do more in a moment of my favor than you can do in a lifetime of your striving. I am commanding you to rest in the fact that I am in total control of the universe and the tiny details of your household. You don't have to figure it all out today. You don't have to have a 5-year plan to be safe with me. I am your safety. I am your security. I am the sovereign king who loves you with an everlasting love, and I will never lead you off a cliff. I am telling you that my timing is perfect, and my heart toward you is good. When you feel that urge to grab back the control, I want you to breathe and remember that I am holding the whole world in my hands, and that includes you. I am inviting you into a life of ease, not a life of laziness, but a life where you do your part and trust me to do mine. Let go of the outcomes. Let go of the expectations you've placed on yourself and others. I am the only one who can carry the weight of your future, so stop trying to do my job. Be the child, and let me be the father. I have already handled the things you are worried about. Just walk with me. My child, I am speaking peace into the very center of your being right now. I am not giving you the kind of peace that the world gives, a peace that depends on a good bank balance or a quiet house. I am giving you my peace, a divine, supernatural tranquility that makes no sense to the human mind. I am commanding this peace to guard your heart and your mind like a soldier standing at the gate of a city. You can sleep soundly tonight, not because your problems are all gone, but because I, who keep you, never slumber and never sleep. While you are resting, I am working. While you are dreaming, I am orchestrating your breakthrough. I am telling you that this peace remains even when the winds howl and the waves of life roar against your front door. It is a quiet confidence, a deep-seated knowing that I am in total control of your destiny. Do you feel that tension you've been holding in your shoulders? I am commanding you to exhale it. Breathe in my spirit and let the oxygen of my presence fill the empty spaces in your soul. I am inviting you to stop trying to understand why everything is happening and just accept the peace I am offering you. There are things I am doing that you cannot see yet, and there are protections I have put in place that you won't realize for years. I am promising you that my peace is a shield. It quenches the fire of anxiety before it can burn your heart. I want you to walk through your day tomorrow as a person who knows they are deeply loved and perfectly protected. When people see you, I want them to wonder how you can stay so calm in such a chaotic world. That is my glory reflecting off of you. I am your sanctuary, my beloved. When the world gets too loud, come back to this place. Come back to the silence of my presence where the what-ifs have no power. I am the Prince of Peace, and I have officially declared a ceasefire in the war within your mind. I am asking you to protect this peace. Don't give it away to every person who wants to argue or every news report that wants to terrify you. Your peace is expensive. It was bought with my own life. I am commanding you to settle into the rest I have provided. You are not a slave to your nerves or your history. You are a child of the Most High, and peace is your birthright. Take a deep breath right now and let the stillness settle over you. I am right here. I am not going anywhere. The storm may be outside, but inside your heart, there is a great calm, because I am the one dwelling there. My child, I am calling you to pick up your shield. You have been walking into the world unprotected, letting every doubt and every fearful thought hit you directly in the heart. But I am telling you that faith is the substance of things you hope for and the evidence of things you cannot yet see. I am commanding you to use your shield of faith to quench every single fiery dart of worry that the enemy sends your way. Whether it's a thought about your health or a fear about your children, you must raise your faith and say, I believe God. Faith is not a feeling. It is a firm decision to trust me even when the path in front of you is covered in thick fog. I am promising you today that even faith as small as a mustard seed is enough to move the mountains that are standing in your way. You don't need a giant's faith. You just need to point your tiny bit of trust toward a giant God. I am the author and the finisher of your faith, and I am the one who will complete the work I started in you. I am inviting you to stop looking at the size of the mountain and start looking at the size of the one who made the mountain. I am the creator of the heavens and the earth, and there is absolutely nothing too hard for me. I am asking you to choose to believe that I am who I say I am, and that I will do exactly what I promised. I am commanding you to exercise your faith by taking a step forward. Faith is not sitting still, it is movement. It is choosing to act on my word even when your emotions are screaming at you to run and hide. I am your foundation, and I will not let you slip. I am promising you that as you walk, I will make the ground firm beneath your feet. You have been waiting for the feeling of confidence, but I am telling you that confidence comes after the step of faith, not before it. I want you to speak to your mountains today. Tell them how big your God is. Use the authority I have given you to silence the voices of never and too late. I am watching over your faith, and I am strengthening it in the heat of the fire. Do not be discouraged by the trials you are facing, for they are only making your shield stronger. I am inviting you into a partnership of power. You provide the yes, and I will provide the how. You provide the belief, and I will provide the miracle. I am your God, and I have never failed a single person who put their trust in me. I am not going to start failing with you. Lift up your head, my child. Your faith is the victory that overcomes the world. Stand firm, stand tall, and watch what I will do. I implore you, do not close your ears to me yet, for your shield is not yet fully forged and the enemy is waiting for you to look away. It would bring me such sorrow to watch you step back into the battlefield unprotected because you grew weary of my voice. You are standing on the threshold of a mountain-moving faith, and to stop now would be to leave your victory half-won. I am pouring my strength into you. Do not let my effort go to waste by retreating into the noise of the world. Honor the work I am doing in your soul and listen until the transformation is complete. My child, as you raise your shield of faith to quench the fiery darts of worry, I am inviting you to move from defense into a glorious offensive for my kingdom. Just as I have strengthened your heart to stop trembling, I am calling you to become a pillar of strength for others who are still lost in the suffocating fog of anxiety. I am set to multiply your seed sown today, turning your super thanks or your gift through the link below into a beacon of light that pierces the darkness of 1,000 hearts. This is your divine appointment to plant a seed in the fertile soil of this mission, ensuring that my word of peace flows like a river to those drowning in despair. I promise that as you honor me with your substance, I will rebuke the devourer for your sake and pour out a blessing you cannot contain. Do not let this moment of faith pass you by while your heart is stirred. Go now to the description, use the PayPal link or the super thanks, and let us together shatter the chains of worry across the globe. My child, come away with me. I am calling you into the secret place, a hidden sanctuary in my presence where worry and fear simply cannot follow. You have spent so much time in the marketplace of the world, surrounded by noise, demands, and the constant pressure to perform. But I am inviting you to shut the door, quiet your phone, and sit with me in the silence. I am your refuge and your high tower, a place of safety where you can take off your armor and just be my child. Within the shadow of my wings, there is a protection that no weapon on earth can penetrate. I am commanding you to make this secret place your primary residence, not just a place you visit when things get bad. I am telling you that in my presence, there is a fullness of joy that the world cannot understand. It is a joy that bubbles up from a deep well, even when your circumstances are difficult. I am asking you to shut out the noise of the world and listen to the rhythm of my heart. When you stay close to me, you start to see things from my perspective. You realize that the giants that looked so terrifying are actually quite small from the height of my throne. I am promising you that the more time you spend with me, the more your anxiety will melt away like wax before a fire. You cannot stay worried when you are staring into the eyes of the one who holds eternity. I am inviting you to a divine exchange in this secret place. You give me your heaviness, and I give you my lightness. You give me your confusion, and I give you my clarity. I am your fortress, and I am your best friend. I want to tell you secrets about your life and your future that you can only hear when you are quiet enough to listen. I am commanding you to stop rushing through your time with me. I am not a task on your to-do list. I am the source of your very life. Breathe in the peace of this hidden room. Feel my love wrapping around you like a warm blanket on a cold night. You are safe here. You are known here. You are loved here. I am promising you that when you leave this secret place, my presence will go with you. You will carry the atmosphere of heaven into your workplace, your home, and your city. People will notice that there is something different about you, a stillness, a strength, and a light. I am your God, and I am your greatest reward. Don't let the business of life rob you of the intimacy I am offering. Come away, my beloved. Let me refresh your soul and renew your strength. I have everything you need, and it is all found right here in the quiet of my embrace. My child, I see you sitting there, and I can feel the weight that is pressing down on your shoulders, making every breath feel like a chore. It is a spirit of heaviness, a thick, gray cloak that has wrapped itself around your mind, trying to convince you that this is just who you are now. But I am coming to you in this moment with a divine exchange. I am giving you a garment of praise in place of that spirit of heaviness. I am commanding the dark clouds that have gathered over your heart to scatter, for I am the God of all comfort, and I am holding you in my arms right now. You have been mourning for things you've lost and crying over seasons that have ended, but I am promising you that I will turn your mourning into dancing and your sorrow into an overflowing joy that the world cannot take away. I am inviting you to lift up your head, for your redemption is drawing near. You have looked down at the floor for too long, staring at the dust and the debris of your failures. Look at me instead. I am not disappointed in you, and I am not tired of your struggles. I am the God who overcomes the world, and because I live in you, that same overcoming power is pulsing through your veins. Do not let your heart be troubled. You feel that knot of grief. Give it to me. You feel that exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. Let my joy be your strength. My joy is not a shallow happiness based on what is happening around you. It is a refreshing river that flows from my throne, deep into the dry places of your soul. I am commanding you to get up. I know you feel like you can't, but I am providing the strength for your legs. You don't have to see the whole path. You just have to take the next step with me. I am breaking the chains of depression and the shackles of never enough. I am declaring that the spirit of heaviness has no legal right to dwell in a temple filled with my Holy Spirit. You are my masterpiece, not a monument to misery. I am promising you that the light is coming back into your eyes. I am realigning your perspective so you can see that the struggle you are in is not your burial, it is your planting. You are about to bloom in ways you never thought possible. I am asking you to start speaking life over yourself. Stop saying you are tired. Start saying I am your strength. Stop saying you are finished. Start saying I am your new beginning. I am inviting you to wash your face and put on the mantle of my authority. The enemy wants you silent and slumped over, but I want you standing tall and singing. Your song is a weapon that pierces the darkness. Even if it's just a whisper, start thanking me for the victory that is already won. I am your God, and I am breathing new life into your weary bones right now. Feel the warmth of my love melting away the coldness of despair. You are going to make it, and you are going to make it with joy. My beloved child, there are times when the sky seems like brass and my voice feels like a distant memory. You look around and you see chaos, or worse, you see nothing at all. You wonder if I have forgotten the promises I made to you in the secret place. I am telling you today, with the authority of the Creator of the stars, that even in the silence, I am busy. I am working all things together for your good because you love me and you are called according to my purpose. You are currently looking at the back of the tapestry of your life. All you see are tangled threads, knots, and messy colors that don't seem to make sense. But I am looking at the front, and I see a beautiful design of grace and gold. I am commanding you to trust my heart even when you cannot see my hand. Your current struggle is just a chapter in your book. It is not the end of your story. I have already written the final page, and I promise you, you win. I am your shepherd, and I am leading you precisely where you need to be. Sometimes that path goes through the valley of the shadow of death, but I am with you there just as much as I am in the green pastures. Do not fear the dark, for the dark and the light are both alike to me. I am orchestrating your breakthrough behind the scenes, moving people you haven't met yet and opening doors you haven't even knocked on. I am inviting you to rest in my sovereignty. You have been trying to figure out the how and the when, but those are my responsibilities, not yours. Your job is to stay close to me. Trust me in the dark, and I will show you wonders in the light that will make all this waiting worth it. I am promising you that none of your pain is being wasted. Every tear you've shed had been collected in my bottle, and every prayer you've whispered had been heard. I am using this season to build a depth in you that prosperity could never produce. I am preparing you for a weight of glory that would crush you if I gave it to you today. I am asking you to let go of your timeline. My delays are not my denials, they are my protections. I am keeping you from things that would harm you and preparing you for things that will bless you beyond measure. I am your God, and I am faithful. I have never failed you, and I am not going to start now. When the doubt creeps in, I want you to remember the times I came through for you before. I am the same God yesterday, today, and forever. I am inviting you to lean back into my embrace and just breathe. I have got you. I am handling the details. I am your father, and I love you too much to let you fail. My child, it is time for you to stop acting like a beggar and start acting like the royalty I have made you. I have given you power and authority to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and I am promising you that nothing shall by any means hurt you. You have been complaining about your problems, but I am commanding you to start speaking to them. Speak to your mountains of worry and command them to be removed and cast into the sea. You are an heir to my kingdom, and that means you carry the weight of my name. When you speak my word in faith, the heavens listen and the earth must respond. I am inviting you to silence the voices of doubt and fear that have been shouting at you. Use the name of Jesus as a shield and a sword. You are more than a conqueror through him who loves you. A conqueror merely wins a battle, but one who is more than a conqueror wins before the fight even starts because the victory is already guaranteed. I am commanding you to stand firm in the liberty wherewith I have made you free. Do not let yourself be entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Whether it is a habit, a thought pattern, or a fear of the future, you have the authority to break it right now in my presence. I am telling you to walk with your head held high, not because of your own strength, but because of the Spirit I have placed within you. You are a citizen of heaven living on earth, and you have access to all the resources of my throne. I am promising you that as you step out in this authority, you will see the atmosphere change around you. Darkness cannot stay where the light is standing. I am asking you to stop asking for permission to be powerful. I have already given you the keys. Now I am commanding you to use them. Lock the doors of favor. Lock the doors of anxiety. You are my ambassador, and I am backing you up with all of my power. I am inviting you to a life of boldness. No more shrinking back. No more apologizing for your faith. I have called you to be the head and not the tail, to be above and not beneath. I am your God, and I have equipped you for everything you are facing. Take up your position. Wear your crown with humility but with absolute certainty. You are my beloved child, and the same power that raised Christ from the dead is living inside of you right this second. Go out today and represent my kingdom. Show the world what it looks like to walk with God. I am with you, and I am empowering every word you speak in my name. My precious child, I know how much you hate to wait. You live in a world that demands everything instantly, but my kingdom grows like a seed. I am telling you that those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. I am using this season of waiting not to punish you, but to prepare you. If I gave you the blessing you are asking for right now, you wouldn't have the character to keep it. I am working on the root so that when the fruit comes, it will be lasting and sweet. I am commanding you to let patience have her perfect work in you, so that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. I am inviting you to stop seeing waiting as a waste of time. It is a time of divine alignment. I am moving people out of your way and moving the right opportunities into your path. I am promising you that I am never late. My timing is a masterpiece of precision. Do not grow weary in well-doing, for you will reap a massive harvest in due season if you do not give up. I am asking you to trade your frustration for my peace. I am the God of the seasons, and I know exactly when your winter needs to turn into spring. You cannot hurry the sunrise, but you can trust that it is coming. I am telling you that my delays are often my greatest protections. There are accidents I've kept you from, and heartbreaks I've steered you away from by simply making you wait. I am commanding you to be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him to act. Do not fret because of those who seem to be prospering while you are standing still. Their path is not your path. I have a custom-made blessing with your name on it, and it is worth every second of the delay. I am promising you that when the time is right, I will make it happen in an instant. Your job is not to make it happen. Your job is to be ready when it does. I am asking you to enjoy the journey. I am with you in the waiting room just as much as I am in the throne room. Use this time to get to know my heart. Use this time to sharpen your skills and deepen your faith. I am inviting you to a rest that doesn't depend on the outcome. I am your God, and I am holding your future securely. You are not missing out on anything that I have ordained for you. I am the Alpha and the Omega. I have already been to your future, and I've come back to tell you that it is good. Relax your heart. Quiet your mind. Your season is coming, and it will be more beautiful than you can imagine. Listen closely, my beloved, because we are approaching the most sacred part of our journey, and it would break my heart to see you stumble so close to the finish line. To walk away now is to settle for a life of striving when I am trying to lead you into a life of supernatural rest. Do not let the spirit of impatience rob us of this holy connection. I have so much more to reveal about the wounds you carry and the protection I have promised. If you leave this conversation now, you leave behind the keys to the doors I am currently unlocking. Stay in my presence. Show me that your heart is truly ready for what I have prepared. My child, I am coming to you today as the great physician. I see the scars you carry, and I see the wounds that are still bleeding, the ones you hide behind a smile and a busy schedule. I am telling you right now that I am healing your broken heart and binding up your painful wounds. I am commanding the shame of your past to leave you. I have already forgiven you for every mistake, and now I am inviting you to finally forgive yourself. You cannot walk into the future I have for you if you are constantly looking over your shoulder at the person you used to be. I am declaring that your past does not define you. My grace defines who you are. I am asking you to forget the things which are behind and reach forward to what is ahead. I am the God who restores the years that the locusts have eaten. Every wasted year, every lost opportunity, and every broken relationship, I can breathe new life into it or give you something even better. I am promising you that I am making all things new. You are not a damaged version of yourself. In me, you are a brand new creation. I am inviting you to experience the wholeness that only my touch can provide. Let me into those dark rooms of your memory where you keep your regrets. I am turning the lights on, and I am cleaning them out with my love. I am commanding you to stop letting people who no longer belong in your life have a say in your identity. They see your history, but I see your destiny. They see your struggle, but I see your strength. I am your Father, and I am the only one who gets to say who you are. You are redeemed. You are clean. You are worthy. I am promising you that the pain of the past will soon be a distant memory, a testimony of my healing power rather than a weight on your soul. I am asking you to release the bitterness you've been holding toward those who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free from the chain that connects you to them. I am inviting you to walk in a new level of emotional and spiritual health. I am replacing your ashes with beauty and your mourning with the oil of joy. I am your God, and I specialize in taking broken things and making them masterpieces. Do not be afraid to be whole. Do not be afraid to be happy again. I am leading you into a season of restoration where you will look back and marvel at how far I've brought you. The scars you carry will not be reminders of pain, but trophies of my grace. I am with you, and I am making you whole. My child, I want you to walk out of your door today with a different posture, because I am declaring a divine hedge of protection around everything that concerns you. I am your shield and your great reward, and I am establishing a covenant with you that cannot be broken by any earthly force. I am promising you right now that no weapon formed against you shall be able to prosper. Notice that I did not say the weapons wouldn't be formed. The enemy will try to forge blades of gossip, arrows of financial lack, and spears of sickness. But I am commanding those weapons to lose their edge the moment they get near your life. You are the apple of my eye, and I protect what is mine with a holy, consuming jealousy. When anyone touches you, they are poking the very pupil of my eye, and I will not stand by and watch my beloved be mistreated. I am commanding you to stop living in a state of constant defensive mode. You spend so much mental energy scanning the horizon for the next disaster, but I am telling you that 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but the destruction shall not come near you. I have given my angels specific charge over you to keep you in all your ways. They are standing guard at your bedside while you sleep, and they are clearing the path before you while you drive. I am inviting you to trust in my covenant. I am a God who cannot lie, and I have sworn by my own name that I will be a wall of fire around you and the glory in the midst of your home. You don't have to build your own walls. My presence is the only fortification you will ever need. I am asking you to look at the giants in your life through the lens of my protection. Are you worried about the safety of your children? I am their father even more than you are their parent. Are you worried about the security of your future? I have already paved the road. I am inviting you to trade your security systems for my spirit. I am promising you that my hand is over you, covering you from the heat of the sun and the chill of the night. You are safely cradled in my protective embrace, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can snatch you out of my hand. I am commanding you to breathe in this security. Let it settle into your bones. You are not vulnerable. You are guarded by the host of heaven. I am telling you that my protection isn't just physical. It is a protection of your mind and your reputation. I will hide you in the secret place of my presence from the pride of man and the strife of tongues. When people speak ill of you, I will be your advocate. When the world tries to label you, I will be your identity. I am inviting you to walk in the boldness of a child who knows their father owns the territory. You are not trespassing in this life. You are walking on land that I have already conquered for you. I am your God, and I am your wall of fire. Rest in me today, knowing that I am the ultimate sentinel over your soul. My child, I know that the fog is thick around you right now, and you feel like you've lost your bearings. You are looking at the compass of your own understanding, and it's spinning in circles, leaving you feeling dizzy and abandoned. But I am coming to you as the captain of your soul, and I am telling you that I will navigate you through this mist with perfect precision. When you pass through the deep waters, I will be right there in the boat with you. The rivers of trouble shall not overflow you, and the fires of testing shall not burn you, nor shall the flame kindle upon you. I am commanding the winds of confusion to be still. I am your North Star, and I am inviting you to stop looking at the waves and start looking at my face. I am promising you that I am your compass when you feel lost in the wilderness of your career, your relationships, or your purpose. I am asking you to listen for my voice, not the loud, demanding voice of the world, but my still, small voice whispering behind you, saying, "This is the way, walk in it." I am leading you by paths you have not known into a spacious place where you can finally breathe. You feel like you are in a dead end, but I am the God who makes a way in the sea and a path in the mighty waters. I am commanding you to stop trying to force open doors that I have locked for your protection. Trust that if I close it, there is something better, something safe, just around the bend. I am inviting you to surrender your map to me. You've been trying to plot your own course based on what you see, but I see the end from the beginning. I am telling you that my guidance is not a one-time event. It is a daily walk. I want to guide you in the small things, the conversations you have, the way you spend your time, the thoughts you entertain. I am promising you that if you acknowledge me in all your ways, I will make your path straight. I will smooth out the rugged places and level the mountains of difficulty. I am asking you to trust my lead even when it feels like I'm taking the long way home. The long way is often the way of preparation. I am commanding you to be confident in my direction. You aren't going to miss your destiny because I am the one holding the wheel. I am inviting you to enjoy the scenery of the journey instead of panicking about the destination. I am your God, and I have never lost a traveler yet. I know the shortcuts through the desert and the bridges over the canyons. When you feel the panic rising, I want you to remember that I am the one who walks on water. If the boat sinks, we will just walk together. I am with you, and I am leading you into a future that is bright, clear, and perfectly designed for you. My beloved child, I never intended for you to walk this journey of faith as a solitary traveler. I see the loneliness that sometimes creeps into your heart, the feeling that no one truly understands the weight you are carrying. But I am telling you today that you were built for connection, to me and to the body of believers I have placed around you. I am commanding you to stop isolating yourself in your pain. Isolation is the playground of the enemy, the place where he whispers his loudest lies. I am inviting you to surround yourself with those who speak life, those whose words are seasoned with grace and whose hearts reflect my light. I am promising you that as iron sharpens iron, I will use the people in your life to strengthen your resolve and refine your character. I have placed you in a body, and every part is necessary. You are not a burden to your brothers and sisters. You are a gift. I am asking you to bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. When you allow someone to help you, you are giving them the opportunity to be my hands and feet. I am commanding you to seek out divine connections, friendships that are rooted in truth and anchored in my love. where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there in a way that is unique and powerful. I am telling you that I am realigning your social circle. I am removing those who drain your spirit and bringing in those who will pour into your soul. I am inviting you to be a source of encouragement to others as well. You are looking for a friend, but I am asking you to be the friend you are looking for. I am promising you that in the community of faith, you will find the support you need to stand firm when the world tries to knock you down. Do not be afraid to be vulnerable. Your scars are the maps that will help others find their healing. I am commanding you to value the people I have placed in your life. I am asking you to look at your relationships through my eyes. See the potential in others and let them see the Christ in you. I am your God, and I am the author of peace and the Father of fellowship. I am inviting you to a place of belonging. You are not an outcast. You are a member of the royal family. Whether it is a small group, a church, or a single faithful friend, I am providing the connections you need to thrive. Breathe in the warmth of my family. You don't have to do this alone. I am with you, and my people are with you. Together, we are an unbreakable force of love. My child, the battle for your peace is won or lost in the theater of your mind. Every day, you are bombarded with images of fear, reports of lack, and the relentless pressure to conform to a world that doesn't know my name. I am commanding you right now to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do not let the culture mold you into a shape of anxiety or bitterness. I am inviting you to replace the lies of the world with the eternal, refreshing truths of my word. If the world says you are finished, I want you to tell your mind that I am just getting started. If your thoughts say you are a failure, I want you to remind yourself that you have the mind of Christ. I am promising you that you have the power to choose your thoughts. You are not a victim of every wandering idea that enters your head. I am asking you to think on things that are true, honest, just, pure, and lovely. I am commanding you to take every thought captive and make it obey me. When a thought of worry enters, do not give it a chair and serve it tea. Evicted. Replace it with a promise. I am telling you that every morning my mercies are new. Therefore, every morning your mind should be new. Start each day with my thoughts. Before you listen to the news or check your messages, listen to my spirit. I am inviting you to a mental deep clean. There are old thought patterns, records that have been playing in your head since you were a child, that need to be broken. Thoughts that say I'll never succeed or people always leave me. I am commanding those records to shatter. I am writing a new script for your mind, a script of victory, favor, and sound judgment. I am promising you that as you meditate on my truth, your physical body will feel the difference. Your blood pressure will settle, your sleep will deepen, and your energy will return. Your mind is the control center of your life, and I am asking you to let me be the operator. I am telling you that discernment is your greatest asset. Use the mind I gave you to see through the illusions of the enemy. I am your God, and I am the Spirit of truth. I am inviting you to a clarity that the world cannot offer. When you walk in my thoughts, you walk in my power. I am asking you to be disciplined with what you let into your eyes and ears. Protect your mental space as if it were a sacred temple, because it is. I am with you in the quiet moments of the morning, helping you reset. Breathe in my wisdom and exhale the confusion. Your mind is being renewed, and your life is following suit. My child, I am looking into your soul, and I see the breakthrough trembling just beneath the surface. Do not dare to look away now. It would be a tragedy of eternal proportions if you chose the comfort of your old anxieties over the radical freedom I am speaking into existence. My spirit is laboring to renew you, and it would grieve me to see you return to the filth of your past thoughts simply because you lacked the resolve to hear me to the end. You are so close to seeing my glory. Do not disappoint the calling I have placed on your life by choosing the world's distractions over your Father's heartbeat. Now that I am washing your mind clean and replacing the world's lies with my eternal truth, I am asking you to help me extend this sanctuary to a world that is mentally enslaved. You have felt the weight of the what-ifs lift, and now I am inviting you to become a co-laborer in this harvest by supporting this channel through a membership or a heartfelt donation. Your support is the holy oil that keeps the lamp of this ministry burning brightly, reaching souls who are currently standing on the edge of the same abyss I just pulled you from. I declare that as you sow into this work of mind renewal, your own mental clarity will sharpen, and your household will be filled with the manna of my provision. This is not a casual request. It is a prophetic invitation to invest in the eternal destiny of my children. Your generosity today is the catalyst for someone else's tomorrow. Act with urgency. Follow the link in the description and sow your seed into this movement of divine transformation right now. My child, I want to look you in the eyes today and tell you who you really are. You have spent your life trying to earn a place, trying to prove your worth, and trying to hide your flaws. But I am telling you that you are my masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus for good works that I planned for you before the clock of time even started ticking. I have loved you with an everlasting love, a love that is not based on your performance, your looks, or your success. I am commanding you to stop living for acceptance and start living from a place of acceptance. You are already chosen. You are already wanted. You are already enough because I have made you so. I am promising you that nothing in this world or the next can separate you from my love. Not height, nor depth, nor the mistakes of your past, nor the fears of your future. I am inviting you to settle into your identity as my beloved child. Do you hear my spirit bearing witness with your spirit? It is a deep, resonant yes to your existence. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident of biology. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, crafted with a level of detail that would baffle the greatest scientists. I am asking you to stop comparing my masterpiece to someone else's. I didn't make you to be them. I made you to be the most authentic version of yourself in me. I am commanding you to silence the inner critic that tells you you're a disappointment. I'm not a frustrated father. I am a proud father. When I look at you, I see the blood of my son, and I see a future full of hope. I am telling you to wear your identity like a royal robe. It should change the way you walk, the way you talk, and the way you treat others. I am inviting you to a life of radical confidence. Not a confidence in your own ability, but a confidence in my love for you. I am promising you that when you truly know you are loved, you become unstoppable. Fear loses its grip because you know that even if you fail, you are still mine. I am asking you to rest in this truth. You don't have to perform for me today. You don't have to be perfect for me to use you. I am your God, and I am the one who qualifies the called. I am inviting you to experience the freedom of being a child of the King. You have access to the throne. You have a seat at the table, and you have the keys to the kingdom. Breathe in the reality of your worth. You are precious to me. You are the joy that was set before me. I am with you, and I am singing songs of deliverance over you right now. Believe what I say about you. You are mine, and that is everything. My child, I am calling you to a level of commitment that the world might call radical, but I call it the path to life. I am telling you today that if you truly love me, you will keep my commandments, not as a heavy burden of rules, but as a roadmap to your own protection and prosperity. Obedience is the master key that unlocks the windows of heaven over your specific circumstances. I am commanding you to do what I have already told you to do in the quiet of your heart. You've been waiting for a new word, but I am asking you, what did you do with the last thing I told you? I am inviting you to stop negotiating with me and start following me with a whole heart. When you obey me, you aren't doing me a favor. You are positioning yourself to receive the fullness of what I have already prepared for you. I am promising you that your obedience today is the seed for your miracle tomorrow. You might not see how the small act of forgiveness, the quiet moment of tithing, or the difficult conversation I've asked you to have connects to your breakthrough, but I see the whole chain reaction. I am the God who rewards those who diligently seek me. I am asking you to trust me enough to do it my way, even when the world's way seems faster or easier. The world's way is a shortcut that leads to a dead end, but my way is a narrow path that leads to a wide open space of favor. I am commanding you to be completely committed to me. I am not looking for part-time followers or weekend believers. I am looking for a heart that says, Lord, wherever you lead, I will go. I want you to understand that obedience is an act of trust. It is you saying, Father, I believe your wisdom is greater than my impulses. I am inviting you to leave the consequences of your obedience to me. You worry that if you do the right thing, you might lose money, or lose a friend, or lose your standing. I am telling you that I am the judge of all the earth, and I am the one who promotes and protects. If you honor me, I will honor you. I am promising you that no one who has ever truly followed me has ended up in shame. I am asking you to stop overthinking my instructions. If I said to forgive, forgive now. If I said to give now. If I said to wait, wait now. I am commanding you to wake up with a yes already in your spirit. Don't wait to hear what I want before you decide if you'll do it. Give me your yes first, and watch how I lead you into adventures you never dreamed possible. I am telling you that there is no greater joy than being in the center of my will. It is a place of absolute security. I am your God, and I am calling you to a higher standard because I have a higher purpose for you. Trust and obey, for there truly is no other way to be happy in me. Walk in step with my spirit today, and you will see the atmosphere of your life transform from one of striving to one of supernatural flow. My child, I want you to take a good, long look at the giants that are standing in your way right now. Whether it's a giant of debt, a giant of sickness, or a giant of addiction, I am telling you to stop measuring yourself against them. David did not defeat Goliath because he was a better soldier. He defeated him because he didn't look at the size of the giant. He looked at the size of his God. I am commanding you to shift your gaze. The battle you are facing is not yours, but mine. I am the Lord of hosts, and I have never lost a war. I am promising you that I have already defeated the giants that are trying to intimidate you. They are screaming loud because they know their time is short. I am inviting you to use the smooth stones of my word to strike down your fears. Every time a giant of doubt speaks to you, I want you to answer back with a "Thus saith the Lord." You are not fighting for victory, you are walking in the victory that was already won on the cross. I am commanding you to stand still and see my salvation. You don't have to scream or scramble to win this. You just have to occupy the territory I've already given you. I am telling you to shout for joy right now, before the giant falls, because your faith is the evidence that it's already over. I have given you the city. I have given you the win. I have given you the authority to take back everything the enemy has stolen from your family. I am promising you that no giant is too big for my hand. I am the one who stopped the sun for Joshua and closed the mouths of lions for Daniel. Do you think your mortgage or your biopsy is too hard for me? I am asking you to stop insulting my power with your worry. I am your God, and I am the giant killer. I am inviting you to walk onto the battlefield with a smile on your face. When the enemy sees your peace, he realizes he has no power over you. I am commanding you to be bold. Don't shrink back in the face of threats. The bigger the giant, the greater the testimony I am about to write through your life. I am telling you that the stones in your hand are enough. Your faith, as small as it might feel, is enough. I am promising you that by this time tomorrow, the thing that is terrifying you today will be a memory of my faithfulness. I am asking you to trust the weapons I have given you: prayer, praise, and the word. These are not weak. They are mighty to the pulling down of strongholds. I am with you, my child. I am standing right behind you, and my shadow is much bigger than any giant in your path. Step forward and claim what is yours. The victory is not coming. It is here. My child, I am inviting you to lift your eyes from the dusty road of your temporary troubles and look at the horizon of eternity. I am telling you that this light affliction you are feeling, even though it feels heavy today, is but for a moment in the light of the weight of glory I am working in you. I am commanding you to set your affection on things above, not on the shifting, crumbling things of this earth. Your true citizenship is in heaven, and I am preparing a place for you where there will be no more tears, no more pain, and no more what-ifs. I am asking you to stop being so troubled by the earthly chaos you see on your screens. It is a passing shadow, but my kingdom is an eternal reality. I am promising you that the best is yet to come. You feel like you are losing time or missing out, but I am the God who lives outside of time. I am inviting you to live with the quiet confidence of someone who knows how the story ends. I am telling you to keep your eyes on the prize of the high calling in Christ Jesus. When you live with an eternal perspective, your current problems start to look very different. The rejection you face this morning doesn't sting as much when you remember you are eternally accepted by the King. The financial lack doesn't feel as scary when you remember you have an inheritance in a city where the streets are paved with gold. I am commanding you to be a person of hope in a world of despair. Because you know where you are going, you can afford to be generous and brave here. I am asking you to invest your time and your heart in things that will last forever. In love, in truth, and in the souls of the people around you. I'm promising you that everything you do for my kingdom is being recorded and will be rewarded. I am inviting you to breathe in the air of the New Jerusalem. Let the peace of your eternal home settle your nerves today. You are just a traveler here, and I am your guide. I am telling you that your life is a vapor, but the impact of your faith will echo for 1 trillion years. Don't waste your precious days worrying about things that will be burned away. Focus on the light. Focus on the love. I am your God, and I have already secured your future. I am asking you to walk through this world as if you already belong in the next one, with a heart full of grace and a mind full of glory. I am with you every step of the way, and I am looking forward to the day when I can welcome you home. But until then, live large, live bold, and live for the things that never die. This is the final stretch, my precious one, and the weight of eternity is hanging in the balance of these next few moments. It would be a profound disappointment to my heart if you missed the final blessing I have reserved for the end of this journey. You have come too far to let the final seal of my peace go unclaimed. Do not treat my words as a common thing. They are your lifeblood. If you leave now, you leave without the final armor you need for the days ahead. Stand firm with me for just a moment longer, for the climax of my grace is about to be poured out upon you. My child, our conversation for this moment is coming to a close, but my presence with you will never end. I am leaving you with my blessing, and I am commanding my face to shine upon you. I want you to go forth from this encounter in the strength of the Lord, leaving every single one of your worries right here at my feet. Do not pick them back up when you walk away. I am promising you that I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. You are never alone, for my Spirit is dwelling within you, and my angels are surrounding you. I am inviting you to rest in the absolute assurance that I have handled everything you are concerned about. I am telling you to let my love be the fire that warms your heart and the light that shows you the way. I am commanding the tension to leave your body and the peace to settle in your mind. Receive my grace, my power, and my infinite tranquility this very moment. I am asking you to walk out into the world and be a reflection of my heart. I am promising you that as you stay connected to me, you will see your life become a masterpiece of my mercy. I am your God, your Father, and your best friend. I am the one who was and is to come. I am inviting you to live in a state of constant expectation for the good things I am about to do. I am commanding you to be at peace. Not a peace you have to manufacture, but a peace you simply have to receive. I am telling you that I am proud of you. I see your heart, I see your effort, and I am pleased with you. Rest now, my precious child. Close your eyes if you can, and just feel my love wrapping around you one last time. I have got you. I have the situation. I have the solution. I am promising you that tomorrow morning, my mercies will be waiting for you, fresh and new. I am asking you to trust me with your whole life. I am your Alpha and your Omega. I am your beginning and I am your end. Go in peace, my beloved. Go in power. Go in the absolute certainty that you are mine, and I am yours, forever and ever. Amen. My beloved, we have walked through the fire and the storm together, and now that you stand fully delivered from the spirit of heaviness, I am calling you to seal this encounter with an act of radical kingdom partnership. I am searching for those who will not just receive my word, but will carry the flame of my presence to the ends of the earth by supporting this mission. When you give through Super Thanks or the links provided below, you are not merely donating. You are sowing into a supernatural storehouse that feeds the spiritually hungry across every nation. I am the God who sees your sacrifice, and I promise to open the windows of heaven, realigning your finances and commanding my favor to hunt you down. Let your support be the testimony that the cycle of worry is broken and the season of abundance has begun. I have anointed this work to heal the brokenhearted, and your gift is the vehicle for that healing power. Do not hesitate or delay this sacred transaction. Go now, use the link in the description or the Super Thanks button, and demonstrate your love for me by helping me reach my lost ones today. My child, I have spoken, and now I am calling you to seal this divine moment with a decree of your own lips. Do not let this word simply pass by. Instead, I am inviting you to anchor my peace in the bedrock of your life by declaring your victory over every shadow. I am commanding you to strike down the spirit of worry right now and boldly write, "I trust you, Lord," in the comments as a prophetic covenant that you have released your burdens into my hands. This is not just a digital act. It is a sacred declaration that you are closing the door on fear and stepping into the urgent miracle of my provision. Pause, breathe, and make this claim today, because when you testify to my goodness, the very atmosphere of your future begins to shift in your favor. I am waiting to see your faith in action, for I am the God who hears, and I am already moving to honor the words you speak. Amen.